Hello everybody, welcome to the WardiTV Summer Cup Group A. Varan81 kicking us off with the 79-month resub. Let me just untangle some wires. Nanoflower on the 14 months on the Prime as well, thank you. I'll throw us in game, but let me untangle some wires as we go. Give me a sec, guys. One of my internets is down, and I'm trying to figure out why, because like the actual connection is fine, but the router just won't connect for some reason. So it's just bugging me a little bit, as we have on the bottom right side. Kicking us off, 6 best of 3s today in Group A of the WardiTV Summer Cup. Our Purple Terran player is Nicoract. Taking on the red Zerg in the top left corner, we've got Yakov. We get ready to go for some action, for some games. Excited to see what we get over the course of this. As we get up and operational here in the next couple of moments. So yeah, I guess get things rolling, guys. Get this started out and see what exactly is going to happen over the next few moments. So, in Yakov and Nicoract CVT, no other casters here today. What's going on, guys? Nobody wants to watch WardiTV stuff? Ay. Wrong's got a lot of viewers. Is he streaming something in particular? Is he just laddering? Like, did I miss something? Why is no one around? Oh, Wrong's just laddering. I've got no idea what's going on, guys. Got no idea what's going on. People just do not know the WardiTV Summer Cup is on. Yeah, I don't know. All right, well, good news for us is that we get to enjoy some games, and we'll get this ready to rumble as we get up and running. Again, thanks for joining us today, guys. Good to see you all. Thank you for hanging out with us. I have the Reaper starting to come on the map. Sorry, I'm just sorry, double checking something. All right, cool. So we have ourselves a few lings. Going to chase after the Reaper. The Reaper dances around and tries to get a little bit of work done. Throws a little grenade down. Not going to do too much just yet. We've seen that Reaper just about getting away. This is actually not a bad Reaper. 2 lings out, obviously alive as well. And so we do get some good pressure going. Look at that time of the triple CC, guys. Triple CC is back. It is kind of backwards how I feel like the triple CC timing is almost what it was on 12 worker start. It's like, why did we go to 8 worker start if we're just going to make the builds what they used to be again, you know? It's not quite there. It's just, it does feel like we're going in circles for no reason. But yeah, triple CC is up, running, and getting ready to go soon. What's up, Sort of? Thank you so much for the raid. Appreciate it. Hello, everyone from the Sort of stream. Are the other group times in Wikipedia correct? Yeah, they should be. They look correct to me. Yeah, because because RSL's was on today, right? So yes, that's why we yes, that's why I did the things the way I did them. Yeah. Yeah, no, the RSL is on because RSL is on. I'm starting an hour later for some of the streams. So yeah, that's correct. Yeah. I'm starting them all like an hour later than usual, just because these groups are not typically long, and then I don't know, it just pushes it like 1 hour further towards when we have good viewership typically. That's all, because these groups are probably going to be like 3 hours, so instead of streaming like 12 till 3, 1 till 4 is like a better time frame for my viewers usually. Now that said, that might be a bit silly because I actually kind of want to do some replays after, but I think we might also be starting some streams with some Zero Space games. Playing some Zero Space games once that comes out in a day or two. So we might do that as well, so yeah. But TLDR, the times are correct on... the times are indeed correct. A few queens hanging about, just going to be seeing how he's going to be there. So we've seen the Reaper and company coming back for a couple seconds, so just going to be pulling back over this side for a couple of moments. And we have some map control, however the Lings are going to threaten the run around and wrap around onto these units, and they are going to get there. Although we will see there's Hellions and that Reaper. He's taking a few more shots, a few more hits coming through. A bit more damage being done. The Zergling's going to come back around for the next few moments. Lings are going to work their way back down to the south. Just going to see those couple of depots finishing the wall off, though. Siege Tank and Marine. We already have the double drop up the right-hand side, so Nicoract is able to start dropping over here. He's also going to start moving his third CC into position in these next few moments as well. Reaper Marines. The Lings should be alright here. There's no upgrades on the Lings, but there's also no upgrades on the Marines just yet. And there's enough Lings to force this back. Medevac start to take some additional damage. Yakov good with the Queens to make sure he's trying to do as much as possible to those Medevacs, trying to knock those down. Queens Medevacs continue to gather. Feelings moving back up toward the top side. Couple of Cryptium is going to get picked off. The Lings are going to run through. Little grenade goes down. The Queen's getting hit. Carapace upgrade coming by. We'll see the Marines loading back into the Medevacs and pulling off to the sides there for a handful of moments. It's going to be seeing the Lings going back over to the left, and we're pretty happy just trading about here so far. Nothing too crazy just yet. Still pretty cozy for the early few moments. The Lings continue to nibble their way through some rocks. We have a few tanks, and the Marines continue to gather over to the right side as well. Again, additional Infestors, the 2-2 melee and Carapace upgrades coming about. That Overlord speed is coming over. 1-1 building on the engineering base, and again the Armory. A couple more depots continue to come online as well as we speak. Just going to get a bit of a stim up this right-hand side, so looking for a chance to get forward here and maybe push on in for a little bit more aggression over the next few moments. The Cryptiumers continue to come down. It's a nice fungal that lands onto a bunch of the Marines. We should be able to get rid of the Infestor, which is at least one nice pickup from Nicoract as he continues to pressure up this right side. There's one Queen left in the front, now pulled back by Yakov. He'll be able to re-engage through. Good pull away from Nicoract, gets away from the fungal for the most part. Obviously, we'll lose the tank, you can't save that. And a couple of the Marines are caught in the fungal, otherwise we're pretty okay. Just seen a hatchery on the far left-hand side of the map is coming back into place as well. So, continue to bring this over. He's going to see the Ling's going to run through. He's going to have a couple of Marines who's going to be lifting up. He's going to be seeing the Infestors, the Lings, the Queen gathering around. There's Medevac over the right-hand side. And he's going to be going for a little bit of a push as well. And just going to be dropping down that direction. Marines, Medevacs continuing through. A few more barracks going to get placed here from Nicoract in the next few moments. So 3 of those get placed right away. Whole chunk of additional Marines, the Marauder and the tank coming on about. Again, plenty of Lings are going to go spreading for a few moments as well. Adrenal Glands coming up. Ultra Cavern is on the way through. The Overlords producing. Again, +2 melee, +3 Carapace. All of that continuing to come by. +3 melee and Carapace coming about as well. So again, we get a lot of bits and pieces going with this. Just going to get those Marines a chance to pick up a little bit more creep spread for the next few moments. So a little bit of creep going down at this point. And the Marines on the left side getting rid of a couple more Zerglings as well. The Infestor slow moving forward. Wants to try and grab the fungal. And again, hits a fair amount of the Marines. They pretty much all die to the Ling damage afterwards. So good amount being done there once more. Now this Ling Infestor force regathers. And where are we going to run to next? Heading down to the south Tank shot hitting. Ling's taking damage already. Medivac doing some little bits of healing as well. But back over to the right side, the Ling's going to go running in there to try and hit a few of these SCVs. I like the control that Yakov's taking with this game. 5 base going to 6. Obviously, he's even going to expand up to base number 7, so he's getting a ton of bases up and on the way. He's bringing a lot of that through. 50 supply down Nicoract at the moment, and Yakov, like I say, just seemingly full control. 90 workers, army supply good, Ultra's about to pop. Yakov really was able to do a good amount of this in the grand scheme of things here. Has that Ling infested force. Comes back over to the right side at the moment. A couple of these Ultras continue to step through. +3 melee, +3 carapace are producing on in. And we have the Lings ready to make a dive onto this position. When Crowbar Shroud goes down, these Zerglings starting to get cleaned up. Lings wrapping, and that's a good fungal in the Marines as well. It's going to be GG. Yakov takes game number 1 of this best of 3. That kind of felt inevitable based on what we'd been seeing and how the setup was looking. And we get the inevitability hits. And we round that one out. Game 2 on the way in a couple of moments. So let me quickly reset my daily goals and stuff, guys, while we get this next game loaded. And get into a game 2 of this. BO3. Alrighty. We are ready to go. In the top left-hand corner of the map, our purple Terran player. This is going to be Nicoract. He is down a game. And this BO3 is in the bottom right side. Our red Zerg is going to be Yakov. Game 2 of this BO3 then. Let's see where we go. Overlord going to be coming across, trying to see what we can get to and so on. A couple of moments here. Overlord begins to move through for a couple of moments, just again on a little bit of a journey. See what's going on in these early stages. Overlord coming about. Again, just going to see the racks and the gas on the way. The SCV's coming up. The Overlord continues to move through for a few moments here. Get that all operational for the next little while. And it's just going to be hatch into the pool. Let's see what the build is from Nicoract, obviously. This newest patch means that we are quite intrigued about where exactly we go with the Terran build orders. You know, we're going to see, I mean, CC first is on the mind of a lot of people, just how quickly that command center comes down. The saved money lets you kind of get defenses up that you maybe couldn't afford before while also expanding, so interesting to see, obviously day 2 now of these new changes, whether or not this is going to be of significant interest or not. And obviously the CC comes down. Reaper's on its way. I mean, again, you just have a few more minerals here, so stuff like the next little phase of this game becomes a little bit smoother. SCV scouted. I'm gonna follow the Reaper across. Man, the purple player on the at Eternity's Edge really melds into the map. No, on the mini map. Yeah, purple is not a good color for this map. It is not a good color for this map at all. It just the entire thing is just everything about it is just blending in. Crazy. Feelings would just like to try and get toward the Reaper, so we go back and forward here a little bit. Seems to be having our Reaper coming back around. Queen, Link speed continue to come about. The Lings can nibble at the rocks. Thought I said I was leaving SCT if they changed the workers, lol. Nope. I never said such a thing. I said, these sort of changes make me not want to make StarCraft 2 content anymore. It's not meaning that I'm going to leave. It just expresses my feelings towards how the changes are going. Oh, the Queen bounces back and gets that Reaper. And a couple of Hellions, the Marine, the Stim Pack on the way through. Command Center still coming up. The barracks are still coming into place. We got Zergling speed going on the side of Yakov. Bracket. Oh, I didn't upgrade the bracket. I didn't mean to unpin that. I just... how do I unpin a message? There we go. I went to go update the bracket. Sorry, guys. Give me a sec. I'll get it up to date. Don't know how that's looked. I'm usually so good at updating the bracket nowadays as well. Oh, yeah, there you go. Should be sorted. There you go. Alright, couple of Hellions still moving around. Again, Lings and the Bane Nest is coming about as well. And just have the, a few Marines gathering up as well. Hey, what's up, Iridian? Thank you so much for the 9-month Reso Good Games. Heck yeah, I got you kind of excited for this group. I think it's a fun one. I think it is a bit of a fun one that we get kind of underway early. We'll just have a couple of Hellions coming around. The Lings are going to come across the other side. The few Marines going to pull back into the natural a few moments as well. Just going to pull that back for a couple of seconds here and reset things for the moment. The Lings going to run through. The Marines are going to start firing. A couple of those Lings already beginning to go down. The SCVs are going to pull forward. Now the depots could raise and block these Lings from kind of getting through further. It's going to be a defense. We didn't kill an SCV there, did we? No. So 7 Marines are dead, but we did kill a bunch of Lings, and we've also killed a single drone early in the game. I think this is pretty okay for Nicoract. A little bit of lost mine time. The only downside is you lost a bunch of Marines, and you're heading into, your Stim Pack is done, and now you're not going to be as powerful with this double medevac drop. So it's a trade-off from Yakov. It's a worse trade, but it sets up your opponent to be in a worse position when they're meant to be more powerful than usual. So there is an upside to it, essentially. There is a positive at the end of it all here. As we'll see the Marines, as you can just see right now, not actually moving out. So yeah, there's the upside for Yakov. There is the value in the trade, even if it wasn't represented in the numbers necessarily straight away. There is still, like I say, a positive to this. At this current point in time. Marines, my Nicoracts continue to gather together. One on upgrades on the combat shield. We'll continue to join through. Let's get moving for a couple seconds. Again, combat shield will finish in a few moments. The Marines are going to come stimming forward, hitting this hatchery straight away. Well, they start to crash forward as well. The Marines just about escaping out of here. That is going to mean ourselves. We get ourselves. The Marines are loading back through. Melee upgrades are still continuing up. Bane speed as well. And the Vex Marines are still going to hang about. Just going to get after this hatchery. Those extra Banes will morph. And on the right-hand side, Medevacs load up, retreating away. On the far left-hand side, the CC that's on the way up is going to get delayed a little bit as well. Punished slightly for trying to build it on location. Not too bad, right? We're losing SCV. It's not like there's a ton of Lings forcing to cancel. Nicoract keeping the pressure up down this right side. Queens doing what they can to absorb a bit of that damage. Wooden Mine's going off toward the Marines. Always scary about the friendly fire. That's a good Wooden Mine on the left side. One Ling, and it splashes 4 Marines. That's definitely going to help Nicoract and help Yakov in terms of just pushing this back the other way and stopping Nicoract from kind of maintaining this position. So definite bit of success there from Yakov. Good fight, good use of the Lings. really sent them in just a handful at a time to, help deal with those mines, and that's kind of what you need to see a lot of the time in that situation as well. As the Marines continue to fight, a couple of Lings will keep running through. One medevac down, by the way. Now another medevac taking damage. Come back over again, and a couple of these drones start to drop. The Lings are still running forward. Medevacs just lift off, retreat away for a few moments. Pickups are so fast now. Well, they actually removed the button. The button is not currently available in the current version of the game. So these are actually just manual pickups. These are actually just players, being good. So yeah, pickup button got removed because of the bug. I would imagine the button is coming back. It's just like I said, they need to fix the bug with it, and once that's fixed, maybe we'll get it back already. Marines and medevacs pulling up to the top. Medevac's just going to do some healing. A couple of seconds. Let me pull back in the general to this upper left-hand side. Did Nicoract have a fourth location? Yeah, maybe that did get cancelled. I wonder if he cancelled because the single Ling went there. Did we see a few more Lings going there? I mean, obviously I didn't see it myself, but either a few more Lings got there and cancelled it, or he just decided to build it over here, cancel it and build it over here. I would imagine a few more Lings showed up. It's pretty quick to dot across from here to here with a few Lings, so his fourth has to be replaced. Instantly throws down the fifth. I mean, it's crazy. Just CCs are already. The thing about Terran bases being cheap is that Terran bases have the innate ability to be built anywhere you want and to move them into position later. So the fact that they're even cheaper is kind of nuts, because you just can put them down earlier. Like, there's so little risk. It's not like you have to put it down here, then here to get value from this like you do Nexus or Hatcheries. You just put them down in your bases, and like I say, the cost reduction on those commands and hence is pretty crazy. Prob's already commented on this, but what are my thoughts on the new balance patch? I talked a bit about it yesterday. TLDR, I'm giving up on having thoughts about balance patches. I have nothing good to say about them anymore. It's the same things I've said 100 times. Until we see something new, significantly different or interesting, or something that I think moves in the right direction, I'm kind of done having thoughts. It's just a repeat of what I said about the last 4 balance patches or something at this point, so... TLDR, pretty negative feelings, but I just feel pretty negative about a lot of the direction of what we're trying to do still. It just seems silly, so... I'm just going to see our Marines are going to get through for a couple more quick teamers again. This hatchery coming into fire. Bane's Hydra moving through. Widowmine shot is good there. Hits the Hydra and splashes on the Banes, but we can't quite get rid of the one Baneling that was threatening the Marines. And the Lings surround it as well. I think the drilling floors are scary, man. They burrow so fast, they fire so quick nowadays as well. I'm just going to see the Bane looking to roll through again here for a couple of moments. A Fungal is going to live, only catches a couple of Marines, so only going to get a couple so far. And now we lift up and we start to back away. These medevacs having 10 Marines inside, and we escape up toward the top. On left fight as well is actually a Fungal, allowing the Hydras to get up close and personal. Another nice Fungal that's really good because he killed the medevacs. Medevacs are always a frustration to lose because at this stage of the game you can see he's wanting to build Liberators. So if you have to replenish your medevacs, A, it takes away mobility on the map for now in terms of any drops you could have threatened, and obviously just sustains on the army, taking away the healing. But B, it stops you from getting into the next tech of this game where you want to actually be building Liberators. Now you replenish medevacs instead. And that is a little bit rough and tough. Let's drop another scan down. On the right side, the Lings come back over again. And Bane, Hydra on up, Mines. Marines, Marauders heading around the left side as well, trying to see what we can do. And after a couple of those Banes, they get knocked down straight away. The Lings taking damage as well. So SCV is going down because the attack on the other side is just good from Yakov, so that part is going very well. .22 SCVs. The Ling's actually going to wrap around on the planetary fortress. That is going to fall, so the planetary goes down already. The few Banes still trying to roll through. A couple Widow Mine shots hitting off onto the Ling Bane. Marauder trying to reach the Baneling, not quite able to though. Moving around, Fungal is going to whiff a little bit, still moving over to the right side. Yakov, he's already done a lot here. Obviously, this is a replenishing base now, but you're keeping the command center count low. You're not letting the town get to crazy amounts of orbitals or anything. You know, they're having to replace your CC with, over here is, I could say, it's just negative for the Terran. These units are so heavily stimmed, by the way. It's not going to take much to take them down, but we don't have the Fungal on the Infestor. Widow Mine shot is good, so right now the sheer firepower of units is going to win out, never mind the fact they have no health. Ultras are popping though, and very similar to the last game. I think once these Ultras are out, this game is becoming a little bit decided here. As the Ultra step through, the Ling Bane steps through. We'll play cleanup. On the left side, the Marauders will get after a couple more Creep Teamers, still knocking those down. The rest of the Lings coming across. Okay, a couple drones have fallen. A lot of Lings on the way. 3-3 melee upgrades going by as well. A lot of Lings over to the right-hand side. Just gonna get this Extractor finishing up. And well, there's Bio gathering around. The Mind and Liberate is wanting to come through again. Ton of Lings up to the upper right-hand corner. Yakov's about to hit from basically a full surround, because as the Terran army retreats back over here, he's going to be able to engage in from here, here. And obviously the Terran essentially just out of position to start us off. Now these Ultras are a little bit choked up. This is where attacking from the other side helps a lot, but hey, to be fair, a lot of the Ultras on the left side go down extremely quickly. We have, however, killed the base, and we might even get the command center that's building here as well as a cancel too. Nicoract, I think, is running out of units. He's got more supply army-wise than the Zerg momentarily there. I mean, some of it's in production, some of it's out and behind this wall. It doesn't look like he does. Does he have... He has like 8 mines, I guess, that are just everywhere, but over here. GG's. Yeah, it was an odd moment because it felt like Nicoract should have had more to fight with. He just didn't. Being out of position as really a killer. Puts you into a very difficult place and unable to do much else from that position. GG's. Alrighty, guys. GG's. Let me get ready for the next game in a few moments. Alright, so that's our first match of the day, guys. That's going to be our only one on Europe. I believe we're going to NA for the next 4 matches, and then we go to Korea after. So let's hop on over to Americas, and let's get this ready to go. I'll run some matches because we're swapping servers, getting some videos done and so on, guys. So I'll just get that sorted, and we'll head into, I believe it's Nicoract NightMare up next. Is all the Nicoract games first? No, Nicoract NightMare, Yakov NightMare, and then Yakov Solar, Nicoract Solar. To continue. Cool. Alright, so Nicoract and NightMare coming up next. Get this started in a moment, guys. Just get our invites going and get this ready to rumble. Do. Alright, so video should be underway. It looks like they're featuring private guys, but I'll give you any updates that we get. And we continue our action to today's WardiTV Summer Cup Group A. Again, good to see you all. Wrong doing anything fun over the weekend? I forgot it's Saturday today. This week's really weird for me because I basically didn't have the Monday because I was away on the Monday, or on the way home on the Monday. So like I feel like I missed a day, you know. I really feel like I missed a day. At Attorney's Edge again, hosted by Map One guys. So we'll be into this in a few moments. So if you don't want to help me full time, the players will by just getting us in game basically. Get these invites out. Nicoract NightMare going to be first. This ready to go. Nicoract readying, NightMare readying, and the countdown begins for game number 2 today, or series number 2 today. This next best of 3 beginning right now. At Eternity's Edge. Top left-hand corner, the purple Terran player looking to bounce back from a 0-2 start for him initially is going to be Nicoract. And so you have the first match of the day for our Red Protoss. In the bottom right, didn't actually manage to qualify, had to take an invite. Not that that makes much difference. I mean, he played in the qualifier, but like I say, just didn't make top 4. So obviously that's, you know, noteworthy that he had a bit of a rough time yesterday. It is NightMare as we get into game 1 of this best of 3. Players are setting up their locations, setting up their hotkeys, and getting ready for these next couple of moments. Early game TVP. Saw some fun TVP yesterday. Obviously, we had the Clem Hero Show match, which was kind of nice. Shout out Level BW who put that one together. Still trying to work on the other show match, but haven't had results on that just yet. Yeah. We've got Nico and NightMare who, like I say, I'm kind of just intrigued as to whether we see a significant difference in the build orders here from Nicoract especially, I guess, is what I'm wondering. Probe is going to show up. It's going to nibble a little bit, and we are going to see an SCV to try and push that away. That probe is just on its way back home. We're going to have the Reaper out in a few moments. This is going to just be the factory into the expand. This is, what I do feel like this feels like right now is that this feels a lot more like the builds of... this feels like a lot more like the builds of 12 Worker Stars. Like the timing of the Barrett Command Center going into like the factory. And then the Command Center, for example, right? Kind of interesting. Reaper is going to show up and try and put some damage out. Nothing much else. It's going to be interesting back at home. There's going to be a 2 more Reapers and the Hellions. It's going to be a lot of these early game units. Because Reaper actually gets in for a probe already, which is nice. So any worker damage is good, and you're obviously going to be looking for more worker damage here with the multiple Reapers and the Hellions over the next few moments. That is definitely the plan. Reaper just coming back through. Twilight Council is going to be finishing. Again, the Gateway, Probe, Stalker, and the Warp Gate all coming up as well. And a couple of Reapers just heading down toward the center of the factory. Moves off and away. And drop Tech Lab down. It's basically 12 workers. So 2-1 comes out about 4:58. 20 seconds later than before. These Reapers and Hellions are doing work, by the way. Hellions gone at least. Main base, there's no... Oh, that's a great grenade. As obviously we just want to extend the time we have 3 Reapers alive to basically 2-shot workers. It's a very successful run-in from Nicoract. Exactly what he wants. Another good grenade to try and give him the exit to the low ground. Wow, he actually nearly got out with 2 Reapers. He's going to get out with 1 if he wants to. He's going to force the battery. I mean, honestly, forcing heal on the battery is not a bad thing either. Very good start from Nicoract. NightMare going to be hurting a little bit there in the early stages, so not ideal. Not ideal. A couple Stalkers going to work back up toward the top. Now back in, by the way. The Reapers get back in for another couple of workers, so a bit more damage done again. Probes gather up. There's Banshee on its way over, so that's going to be the next point of harassment here, it would seem. Let's see what the Banshee can do. The Stalkers don't get much done. They get turned around by the tank and the Marines. The Banshee coming down. Get after a few more probes. I mean, Observer just a few moments slow to show up. Essentially, right now, as we are going to see, wow, 7 workers. That's kind of crazy damage, and the Stalker's just retreating back, so they're not exactly doing much right now either. Not a great start at all for not a great start at all for our Protoss play here. NightMare is in an absolute ton of trouble. This has been a disaster start for him so far. Stalker's continuing down to the bottom. Stun back combat shield following up behind this. Still going to be on patrol. That Banshee protecting over to the sides. Yeah, another Banshee cloaking up. Where is it going to go? Trying to work its way around the front. Behind this, again, we're just working into the bio upgrades. Once those upgrades are here, you're going to feel a lot better about this on the side of Nicoract. Get those upgrades up, and then if this Banshee can do more damage before then, that would be incredible. So we aim for a little bit of that right now. This Banshee just going to sit chilling. Orbital Command going to go float toward the 3rd base. Again, good amount of bio gathering. Few SCVs transferring between the bases. Banshee is taking things for a ride. Got that bio. Coming back around and reset things a couple seconds. Gonna be a lot of bio coming across the other way. And this bio force coming over, tanks and the mines all coming across. I mean, we got a couple Colossus here. Don't forget these Colossus have been improved. And they do more damage to everything. That isn't the Marines right here, essentially. Gather it up together. Stalkers, Colossus gathering back around. Bio going to get back toward the top side as well. Couple tanks too. Actually try and push forward. The Stalkers trying to attack in. Biop Force. And he's going to try and hold this high ground. The Colossus have been an issue for Nicoract for sure. He can't really get on top of them. He has no good way to remove them at the moment. Temple Archives next to the probes gather back together. Stalk Colossus gather back around again. I mean, NightMare is keeping up activity on the map. He's down a lot of supply, but we saw the power of the army, the power of the Colossus when you get into those situations. Getting a couple of gates, the Nexus, the Temple Archives continue to come about as well currently. Just bringing that through, still staying on the map. So a great example of this. So a great example of this yesterday in the Clem Hero match that we had, right? Where Clem was basically forced to stay back even though he had a significantly larger army. It was a very interesting one. Where he basically sat back and Hero played his way right back in the game. If you missed that game, it's on the YouTube already. It's absolutely worth watching. It was a really delightful game from Hero's perspective. It was very interesting. I just seen NightMare trying to do things with the Stalkers. Just, again, holding position, trying to get info. The bio is just going dead center, though. He has a Stalker here, so he does have the Watchtower. He does see this. A couple of shots. Going to be seeing the Stalker stepping back. Pulling this away for a couple of moments. Just going to be having, again, 3-3 upgrade, ship weapon upgrade coming through as well. Continue to bring that about here. Okay, big move in. The Storm does not exactly do much, and Nicoract's supply is looking great, which should not really come as too much of a surprise based on how this game went. The Vikings is going to be left here to hit the Colossus. They're spread down, but they will get there in the end. Obviously, Storm is forcing you back a little bit as well. Continue to gather up, just going to hit these Stalkers still. Just going to have, I think, NightMare looking towards a GG in this game number 1. Nicoract going to bring himself back in this group a little bit with this game win. Put himself in a good position. Nexus does go down. GG, says NightMare, and Nicoract is going to take the opening game of this best of 3. So, able to get set up there with a 1-0 lead. We'll head to game 2 in just a second. Let me run some ads over on this side, guys. Lockdown is going to be our map. If I get that set up. All right. This ready to go, go, go. Let's head into lockdown, my friends, for game number 2. Is this new patch? Yes. Anything that is live is going to be a new patch. We're not running, you know, unless something is significantly broken, we're not going to be running mods to run old patches or anything like that, you know, so. On the top right, it's going to be our purple Terran player. This is Nicoract. And in the bottom left, our blue Protoss player is going to be NightMare. Alrighty then, so let's see what game number 2 has in store for us. Just going to be seeing the barracks coming into place, get that on the way. Bring that over. Yeah, Rax Gas, SCV coming over for a couple seconds. There's that Reaper starting up from Nicoract. Probe just going to nibble at the SCV. It'll take a few moments to get that started. I'm just going to have a little chase around for, again, a couple moments here. This last game really was just the start. The Reaper Hellion was bad. The Banshee made it even worse, / nigh on unwinnable. And Nicoract just didn't make any mistakes. He didn't engage in the army in a bad way. He had the correct tech options against the tech of his opponent as well, right? Like, there was no stage of this where Nicoract was getting outplayed or, you know, gave up the opportunity for his opponent to get back into it as well. So I think this was a very good example of just a very solid game plan from our Terran. Like I said, got in there, did some damage, got some work done. Gone to a great spot to follow up on. Job well done. Is just going to be seeing this Reaper showing up, already dropping some grenades down. Probes going to get blasted. The next probe goes down as well. There's going to be 2 probes down immediately, and we are going to have more opportunity. I mean, what is going on here, NightMare? 3 workers to the Reaper. 4 workers to the Reaper. Oh, we don't even kill the Reaper. Is really a kick in the teeth. Wow. That's, yeah, that is going to be that, guys. That is going to be a pretty powerful stuff from the Reaper, to say the least so far, so. Oof. Well, Reaper comes back over again, Sentry Warp Gate, Warp Facility, and the probes coming around as well. Got a couple more Hellions and so. And Marines coming up, that starport. The Orbital's still building. Getting chased away once again here. Can't go Nexus before core. I feel like people have been going Nexus before core though, no? Isn't that crazy? I feel like I've seen some Nexus before core action that's been happening. I mean, yeah, maybe I'm just mistaken. I mean, in this case, definitely not great. I mean, this is obviously just a disaster. This Reaper comes in and just gets another scout off more than anything. You see the Robo and not a Twilight Council, so you kind of know exactly what is going on here for yourself as Nicoract, and you can get 2 more probes as well. Hellion doing a good job also. Some Stalkers in the center, he's still nibbling up. into those rocks. Robo Bay building, Raven, Cyclone, couple of Marines coming up as well. Starport is going to drop down for the reactor. The Cyclone's still coming through. Again, we got ourselves a couple of additional barracks coming in as well. Cyclone, Marine, Engineering Bay. Coming about, Robo Bay about to be finished. These units just going to keep gathering on together for the next little while. Again, Raven, Cyclone just going to gather up. A few Stalks in the center are going to join up together as well. I see Stalks going to go after the Rooks for a couple seconds. Knock those rocks down. A few Stalks continue over. Again, Marine Marauder. Tank is on the way. Nicoract again with a very strong start in this game as NightMare tries to get his third base up. And he's just going to head into the Colossus once more for the moment. Pretty brutal. The Raven gets 3 kills out of the auto turret as well, so that also just goes very nicely for you. Well, Raven will continue to move about. I'm just going to go over to the left-hand side now, so just going to hang about there for a couple moments. And 2 Colossus, 2 Sentries, the couple Stalkers gathering around as well. There's Bioforce with the tanks and the Cyclone, Medivacs. And settle in the center of the map. The Colossus is going to come through. The Sentries and Stalkers gather. Hallucination pops and goes a journeying. And again, we have ourselves a couple extra gateways coming out for NightMare. Probes in that Colossus building by. And Nicoract is getting ready to go to the left side. A couple of tanks, obviously, if they get sieged in the right position, will be very powerful here. The Cyclone lock-on for the Stalker is good. Just want to try and dive through. This is dangerous. Your Marines leading the charge on the Colossus is not fun. Auto turret does a little bit, but not enough. I think the Marines... Because the Marines slipped through this gap, they got in front. But the Marines get in front is exactly what NightMare wanted, because then the Colossus just laser beam down the most easily found kind of units in this situation, essentially. So this just looks good for you there. Goes very, very positively. Stalkers, the center of the Colossus going back over. Biotank, Medivacs gathering, Raven on the way as well. To settle this down for now. The tank will siege. The 4th Nexus dropping to the bottom side. A couple probes still returning a few resources as well. Raven and Medivac going to go back to the right. This Observer is going to move through there as also. Again, the Stalkers and the Colossus gather. The Gates of the Temple Archives coming up also. It's going to have that blink in the armor upgrade. I mean, I think NightMare, this fight, one on the left-hand side, gives them that little bit of freedom. Get that 4th base up more comfortably. There's not going to be as many units here anymore from Nicoract. This is a pretty positive outcome for you. That was the Storm. Starts from NightMare as well, so already looking towards a secondary form of splash damage alongside the Colossus. So you're already making some good progress in that regard. Stalkers get some shots off, a bit of damage being done already, so we make some moves. We have our Stalkers. Put the pressure in. Gonna go towards the command center for a couple seconds here. Not gonna do too much straight away. And Stalker's just going to sit tight in the center then for a couple of moments, so not going to do too much just yet. And again, a couple more Stalkers warp in already. Just bring that straight about. Flashing ourselves for a few moments, going to knock down some rocks. Nicoract starts to move out as well. A little bit of movement over there. A bunch of bio is going to go hunting. There's a couple of zealots left over that he's going to try and hunt down for the next few moments. So that's going to be Nicoract's goal for a moment or two. Army on the right side. So actually going to be split pushing too, which is obviously quite nice. So a little bit of split push action coming around. Bio Vikings gathered together, a couple of mortals, the +2 armor coming in, the zealots are all building up, batteries as well. You have the Bioforce, like I say, pushing on the left side, also that Bioforce pushing on the right, trying to see exactly what we can do for the moment. So far we're doing the zealots pretty well. They're not able to do too much. Nicoract getting the extra barracks up. 2 more commencers starting. We're going to see a lot of this, like just massing CCs because it's just no reason not to. They are absolutely cheap enough to get it done. Storm's just going to go down. Going to keep the rest of this bio army away. Keep the Vikings back a little bit as well. Trying in this fight, I mean, honestly, with a couple of good EMPs, this fight, I think, goes very one-sidedly towards Nicoract's favor. 2 upgrades to +2 armor only. Viking count very good against only 2 Colossus. Like, if those storms do not go off because of the EMPs, then this is going to be very scary. One High Templar does get to the front, is able to do its job. Is able to do itself justice right there, which is awesome to see. Gonna see the few zealots are gonna get to business as well, so also gonna come around for a couple moments. It's gonna step over. Actually gonna see a bit of a fight happening over here as well, so we're gonna start having this coming into place. A little bit of bio. Some trouble straight away. Just going to be having the storm coming down, getting in position right off the bat there. And a few missile turrets gathering as well. This Bioforce needs to settle in for just a moment or two. And they re-engage in again. NightMare is not afraid to continue to take these fights. He is absolutely believing that he has the right to come in, take these engagements, and to try and make something happen. A little bit of bio just going to come through once more. It's going to see the storms at least coming off. Nicoract with 5 bases. Yeah, no doubt we're going to see even more command centers here. Again, this is just a self-explanatory situation. That cheap. It is crazy. 100 minerals obviously doesn't seem like a lot, right? But like, it is. At the end of the day, like, it is a lot. So, yeah. Hence it is becoming very noticeable as these odds are going to actually take a bit of a slower wander forward for a few moments. So they're going to make a move in. These Marauders and Marines are going to try and fight. A couple of Zelds still getting blasted. On the other side of the map, going to land the Vikings. I hate it and I don't hate it at the same time. Like, I hate it because it's like, okay, well, now you just rebuild Colossus. But at the same time, if you just keep them, what if they just don't build Colossus? Then you have wasted supply. In this case, Colossus were already on the production tab. So NightMare's like, oh, please do donate your, Vikings to me. what Nicoract might be going for, though, is the Liberator count, right? The Liberator's with the Lib range, and he's just going to say, okay, I'm going to have my Liberators to cover, even against Colossus, right? Just say, you cannot walk into me, so then it doesn't really matter. We'll see how well that pays off for him as we continue through this. Again, Liberators and Bio units gathering. The Stalkers and the Immortals join up. A Storm coming down already, hitting a bunch of that Bio. Liberators getting jumped on for a few moments as well. Another Storm straight into position here. Going to have this fight continuing. Liberator helping in the skies. The Bioforce, once the splash damage is gone, is just having a great time. None of the new Colossus are here just yet. They'd be feasting these Bio units on super low HP. There's a Colossus about to arrive. Got to be in need of that right here. We needed to show up and to help us out a little. As the Liberator siege up once again. Another Liberator around the top side is going to siege up and play a defense. Another couple Libs are going to siege again. Stalkers in some trouble. Shots coming down. Nice Storm on toward the Bio as well. This Bio still just trying to hold its own. Another Liberator coming into place for the moment. Going to get around the top side. The Zealots are going to come across. The Stalker's going to start moving through. Going to drop a little bit of a Storm or two down. The Liberator's eating up some of that damage as well at the moment here, so a teeny bit more of that happening. And the rest of this army still pulling back. The Stalkers and the Colossus trying to figure out what they want to do for the moment. Sense Tower's giving us good vision and information just where everything is. We've got so many command centers, we've not even morphed them into freaking orbitals yet, man. Like, Nicoract is saying, you know what, look, we can play this super campy style. I mean, this is not purely because of CCs, right? But, you know, the CC cost change is definitely something that encourages. It's also, I mean, Ghosts being 2 supply makes these sort of styles a bit better as well if you need a lot of Ghosts. I mean, that doesn't really explain necessarily the Liberators, as Nicoract. Supply is dropping for him. He's got a lot of money, as does NightMare. Both of them on a bit of rebuild potential here in the next few moments. NightMare has already expanded to the bottom right corner. I like to see this, right? We get this base up. This base is on its way as well. I think these are really big factors as the rest of the Bio comes to the top. The Liberators are going to siege up already as well. Just for a moment or two. Now Stalkers, Zealots, and the Colossus coming around into the middle again. Just again, swinging from one side to the other and trying to, again, figure out what it is we can do here. In the grand scheme of things right now, just trying to find an opening. Maxed out as NightMare. Nicoract, as soon as he gets the Liberators here, going to siege them up. At some point, NightMare, I mean, honestly, right now, I think NightMare should be building Stargates and a Fleet Beacon, because the supply is good enough for him to be doing that. The supply is maxed out, the money is there. Get that ability to start building Tempest on the way already, right? But if you get that ability ready right now, that's going to be a major aid to you. Like a major aid to you. Very soon. So I think just having the chance to build Tempest is 100% something that's worth getting to. Usually the issue with that is getting there. But he absolutely has the freedom to get there. Especially right now, he's got the pressure on Nicoract. Worth noting that Nicoract is... Obviously, he doesn't have a lot of money in the bank, but Nicoract doesn't really need it. Because he's just sitting back, so he doesn't need to replenish and just rebuild and go again instantly. He's happy to spend money kind of as it, you know, as he gets it. The only downside of this is that if he does get broken down, obviously that's going to feel bad. But I think in theory, it's kind of alright for him to be more or less where he's at currently, although it does look like NightMare's maybe putting a little bit too much pressure on. Yeah, I think in theory it's fine, but he obviously just couldn't stabilize long enough to actually make this work for himself. And NightMare does tie us up 1-1, and we have a bit of a thriller best of 3. In our second match of the day, this round-robin group. Every map is important, every match is important. And this is one which could be group deciding further on in the day, depending on who wins this. There's also, you know, say Yakov and Solar get first and second or something, just because Yakov already has a win, Solar's the favorite. There is also a difference in prize money of 3rd and 4th place in this group, so this is the sort of match that could determine that as well, which could also be a pretty big factor in the grand scheme of things in the long run. So, something else to think on there. So get ready to go into Rainfall for deciding map. Alrighty, deciding best of 3 coming up. Deciding game 3 coming up of this best of 3. Toss is unkillable with the new gates, so why not camp? You think the new gates are that good? I mean, new gates are good, don't get me wrong, but then we talked about this a bit yesterday where in order to use the new gateways, you still got to have the money to produce, right? And if you're putting all your money into gateway units, then you have got to delay your tech, right? So there are upsides to pressuring and forcing gateway units because you're going to keep the tech away from the Protoss. Before, they might just kind of throw tech down no matter what because they've got to get to the tech. But now, you know, especially what we saw a lot of yesterday was that we don't actually need to get to the tech. We could actually fight off with gateway units for a long time, but you know, it's an interesting one. And get to game number 1 here of this BO3. Game number 3 here of this BO3. In the top left-hand side, Nicoract is going to be our purple Terran player. And in the bottom right, our blue Protoss is going to be a NightMare. Game 3 of the series, guys. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we're going. So far in this patch, from what we're seeing, games are being good. I mean, the games have been good on every edition of the game. Like, I think this is very unfair to say. Because StarCraft is a good game. But we've not really seen any games that were bad apart from maybe like the first Zerg lava buff was a bit ridiculous. Generally speaking, when the players figure it out a bit, like, it's going to be good. That doesn't mean it's improved from what it was. I think it's unfair to just say that these games are good. Because the games were already kind of good a lot of the time, basically, so... I'm not trying to be negative either, just I just don't think that we've had games that have been really kind of bad yet still. Across any of these patches. I think they've been less good than what they were before, because I still really don't believe in the slower start of workers. I don't think it's improved anything there compared to in the past, but yeah. I mean, I think what you're seeing that's good in this patch is basically that we've basically given the Terran the chance to play their 12 worker start build order. So you see Terran timings coming out at like 12 worker start times or closer to it. So you're basically undoing everything that you aimed to do with the lower worker count start. The problem is that's not good, because that basically goes completely against the entire point of reducing the workers in the first place, but you've only managed to achieve it for Terran players. So then what are we doing for Protoss and Zerg, no? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously with Zerg we gave them lava. It's almost... I think a couple of people have already said this, right, but it's a bit silly. Like, we've basically traded out the low worker count start has basically been undone by the decision to then essentially just go full on, yeah, the full on kind of speeding every other part of the game up anyway. It's confusing for sure. It is confusing. It's gonna see the Stalker gonna be there. It again turned around. It's gonna see the command center bunker coming up for a couple of moments. Twilight Council probe, Stalker in the Warp Gate coming through as well. Just gonna have a hallucination of NightMare heading to the top side of the map. Cross games are good as well. I still think PvZ is very busted though, no? Like, what has happened that's made PvZ playable? PvZ still feels very rough on the Protoss side, I think. It'd be interesting to see if the Colossus do anything. I don't think Adepts will. I still don't see the... I like the Adept change in theory, but Adepts just don't survive in the late game for the upgrade difference to really be impactful, so... We'll see though. It's just... what's this? Day 2 of this current set of changes. Doesn't really matter anyway. At this rate, we're going to have completely new changes next week anyway, right? So... That's the 200 IQ of it all, guys. We just change it all again next week. It doesn't matter. Taps the head, 200 IQ, you know. Reaper is putting some pressure on, just trying to slow down the idea of maybe taking this base over here or so for a couple of moments. Reaper shows back up to the Sentry Stalker. We haven't actually taken the Nexus still. 2 more gates and the Robo coming up. Takes NightMare to the 4 gateways. So, yeah, he's going to be getting the 4 gates operational here shortly. This nation turns the other way. The Marines are going to be here. It's going to have Robo Facility gates, Nexus. Continue to come around for a few more moments. Kind of expecting these Stalkers to move out soon, but there's a Banshee that shows up and start to put some pressure on. That's a couple workers. Reaper's still lingering to see if it can maybe get involved with anything as well at any point. And so far is not really just yet. Probes, Stalkers gather. Just going to see the Reaper coming back through again, so only about a couple moments. Again, this Reaper going to sit tight. Marine tank force is on its way across. I'm going to walk straight into these Stalkers again. Because it was 4 gates of Stalkers, I don't really love the push for Nicoract because it feels like he's just going to walk into way too many units. NightMare is very quickly disposing of these initial forces, so it's not really working out great to begin with, and those units go down. Resource loss-wise, it's definitely going to favor NightMare. He only lost 5 Stalkers, kills off 2 of the tanks, a lot of the Marines. This entire early push from Nicoract is just shut down right from the very beginning, essentially. So, no fortune on that one for Nico, who is, I think, on one of the worst setups that he's had so far in this series. I think he's had a couple of good setups, but this one is definitely not feeling as good as what we've seen prior. Stimpack, Combat Shield, 1-1 upgrades coming through. That Prism is coming up. Extra Zealots are warping in as well. Again, bringing in what we can for a few moments. Get that Prism out. There's Banshee moving over also. Stepping straight by here. Getting this ready to go. Well, the Banshee loops over to the left-hand side. This Prism is going to start making a move over for a couple moments as well. So he's going to try and get across here. Head toward the upper left-hand side. Temple Archives is going to drop in. The Bioforce is going to be pulling back a little. Stalker is going to try and fight as well. This means the main base. The Zealots are going to get straight after the SCVs. Catch on that Marauder, the other couple of Zealots getting caught. The Stalkers in the front. Gonna pressure the third. This is not good for Nicoract. I mean, he shouldn't lose the third base here. But even just the lost mine time in the main, having to repair this third is gonna be rough. The Medivacs nearly go down as well. They nearly flew too far, of course. It's not a great few moments. Minus SCVs, minus mining time. Medivac having to spend a lot of time healing. The Prism got out with everything. Nicoract doesn't kill a single thing, essentially, during the course of this defense, so it doesn't get a single thing that's, like, permanently dealt with, which really is maybe one of the pain points as well. Stalkers in the center to the bottom, a few more warpins of Zealots coming through. The High Templar goes in at the front. Tell you what, Nicoract does have good upgrades. On his way to 2-2, halfway done the attack upgrade when the 1-1 starts of NightMare, so there's already an upgrade window open, and that's going to be extended to the 2-2 part as well. Coming right down the bottom here. Hey, Templars coming in. A couple feedback straight onto the medevacs. Storm's coming in. Prism helping to chase. Nicoract supply is actually still pretty good here. Like I say, the upgrade should help him out. Forced back by the Storms. If you can get a moment to heal up, feel pretty okay for him right now in terms of just being able to continue to push this off. I don't think NightMare has the momentum he seems to think he has. And don't get me wrong, he did have the momentum to push Nicoract back this far. I don't think NightMare has the momentum to go any further than this. This fourth base will be able to resume building, get that finished up. Throw a Sense Tower down. Looks like we're going to head towards the camping portion of this game again. There's our turret. Sense Tower's coming straight down right away. Fire coming through. Stalker Zealots. Gonna take a chance to come over to the right side. Gonna see the little cancellation going off for a few moments. The Zealots in the upper right are going to come join back up with everything else as well. This Prism still sitting tidy for a few moments right now. Bioforce spreading once again. Good Storms on the right side. Marines taking a bunch more damage. The Stalker's going to blink forward. Another Woodermine shot going off, and the Stalker's take a bunch of damage once again. Another group of Zealots getting warped in here. We are going to see the Zealot Stalker still gathering about. One more Storm coming down. The Zealot's still getting blasted. On the far left-hand side, the Zealot's still getting into this mineral line. SCV's getting chomped on. +2 attack, +2 armor on the way over. Colossus and Thermal Lens still coming through. NightMare is going to be maxed very shortly. He is undoing the upgrade lead as well. Nicoract has not gone to 3-3, so the 2-2 is catching up for NightMare, and one of the major disadvantages he had in this game is quick disappearing. I don't think he really needs to fight before then. I think waiting for 2-2 at this point just makes so much more sense, right? You're going to feel so much better off for just having that 2-2 than anything else right now. I'm just going to step away. We are going to be having a couple ghosts around the left side, figuring out what we want to try and do. Couple of shots. Go back and forth. There's another round of Stalkers warping in as well. The Bioforce up around the top of these medevacs, so they are going to get set as well to make a move here, perhaps. Storm is good. Zealot taking damage. The Stalkers blink up, getting rid of a medevac as well. Another Storm onto the bio units. A couple of Zealots will fall. The Stalkers get in after the Sensor Towers, clearing those up also. One more Storm to keep this Bioforce zoned away at the moment. Archon just starting to morph in. The rest of the army coming back down the bottom. Viking's going to come across. It's just a Colossus out in the open on the left side that's going to go down. And grab that pretty easily on the upper left. The Prism goes down as well, so that's actually a really nice couple of moments. Prism and a Colossus denied. Nicoract getting some value, denying pressure into his base, denying one of the tech units on the map as well. All of these very big positives so far. Just going to be firing. A couple more of these Zealots getting cleaned up. Stalkers as well getting chased. Again, Storm still coming around, just having the few Zealots want to push up. The Stalker's going to be there. The Vikings turn away. +3 attack, +3 armor. Continue coming through. The couple Colossus still producing through as well for the moment as this army sits on the right side. Bunch of units on the left. NightMare in, ready to push on forward. Once again, Nicoract's doing a good job of pushing things back a little bit for a while. The MP comes down, Stalkers get hit, Zealots, and they get shoved away as well. Nicoract with the repair on this base and keeping it healthy, and forcing NightMare back for the moment as the bio. Bunch is still going to stand in here for a couple more Zealots as well. Nice catching being done so far. Bio still pulling back. We've got a few more. I mean, the Zealots are just melting. Which did hit a good EMP on the high tempo there as well. There's 2 high tempos in the back. One of them has 2 storms at least. I guess the other had 1. And kill the high templar off. Chasing to the bottom side would have gone great if those Colossus hadn't arrived. They were kind of abandoned. Maybe the Vikings could have stepped over there a bit more quickly. Either way, Nicoract is still taking pretty good trades in the grand scheme of things currently. Not doing half bad for himself as the Libs, the Marines, the Marauders come up. Advanced Ballistics is on its way through the planetary fortress. It's tidy over on the right side as well, hanging out for the moment. Army comes back over to the right, relocating a little bit. And the bio pulling back over, the couple of Zealots coming back over as well, trying to see what else is happening. Storm's going to absolutely melt it. The Vikings pushing through, the Liberators are going to get some shots off on the Archons as well. These Zealots pull back over to the right side. Pulling back a couple of moments. Take a second here. Bio, Viking, Medevac joining up together. More Stalkers. And the Zealots back to the right. We're just going to be seeing Nicoract is meeting this head-on. Colossus instantly taking a bunch of damage, taking a lot of damage right off the bat. Shots by pulling over to the right side. The Medivac's gathering together as well. Storm comes down. Just going to be seeing a couple of these Stalkers getting hit. Fire going to try and fight. Just going to be seeing some shots coming out. The Storm coming into place right from the get-go. 5 SUs going down. Just going to see the rest of these Marauders trying to fight. A couple of Zealots dropping. Just a bunch of Zealots going down already. 5 SCVs being picked off. Nicoract just holding on across these 5 bases. At some point, 6th base has to become available to him. This map does favor Terran playing in this way because it's only 7 bases each. It's very hard for the pros to truly out-expand the Terran. Because getting up to 7 bases versus 5 is not out-expanding the Terran. Protoss need these bases for how badly they trade into the Terran. So this is not out-expanding the Terran. Out-expanding the Terran is getting to like 9 bases and keeping the guy in 4 bases, right? This right here is Terran winning the game, and not if you move command like this, though. You gotta still take decent fights. Nicoract had done such a good job until this moment here. I mean, if he'd kept taking the fights as he'd been taking them, this game was going exactly as it needed to for Nicoract. Now he's going to run through Storms to try and catch some high tempo. The Vikings land, going to lose the planetary, instantly replaces it, new CC next to it. It was just a really bad start to the fight. The move command obviously did not help at all. Hitting EMP on the back end of this, don't get me wrong, a lot of tech units of the Protoss going down. Despite it being pretty much one of the worst fights you could have had here as Nicoract, he's still going to survive through it, replenishes the base. And I mean, these Stalkers need to turn away. The few Marauders that are left are doing work. New round of High Templar already. Nicoract lost a lot, but so did NightMare in the end. Just NightMare has more money ready to go. And it's really unfortunate because, like I say, I actually genuinely believe Nicoract was in a very good position here. And like I say, it's so tough for the pros to get beyond these 7 bases on this map. So all you have to do at this point is Nicoract just keep finding the trades you've already been finding. Now, those are some good storms. I think NightMare's reinforcements are going to be tough for Nicoract to deal with. It's going to get the Stalkers underneath. The command center goes down. Stalkers keep pushing through. Liberator's falling. The Zealots are chasing. GG gets called. And NightMare takes it 2-1 in this best of 3 in the end. Man, that was just such a bad fight for Nicoract a few moments ago. That tilted this entire game off into Disaster Town. GG's. All right, we're going to throw some ads up, guys. Get ready for our next series in a few moments. Yakov versus NightMare coming in. After this, Yakov plays Solar and some ZVZ, and we continue on through. It's been a long couple matches so far, so it's not been a bad start of the day. Hour and a half for a couple of best of 3s. We like it. Just catch it up in chat, guys. Just having a read of what everyone's talking about. All right, first map is going to be Washout. If the map's load. All right, NightMare versus Yakov up next. Both 1-0 in the group so far, so a big 1-2 wins obviously puts you in a very good position to potentially advance. Solar has obviously got all of his games to play. He will make his first appearance after this one. Solar versus Yakov will be coming in after this, so let's get this started. Let's get this ready to go. Go. Let's get to it. In the top right-hand side, we're going to have ourselves the blue Zerg player. This is going to be Yakov as we kick off the second match of his today. I'm going to see if he can get to this next game. NightMare in the bottom left-hand side. Our red Protoss. Yakov's been playing really well lately, so let's see what happens. Can NightMare overcome the PVZ? Can he overcome what is currently a very powerful Yakov? Probe going about against Cybercore on the way. A couple of hatcheries on the way over as well. It's going to see those probes going straight onto this hatch. A little bit of Roxy Hatch in action from Yakov early. Going to set things up a little bit. Two probes and that Zealot just going to go swinging for a couple moments, trying to fight through for a little while. Cool is about to finish, and gas now on the way. I'm just gonna have the extractor steal here is nice as well. Slows down that gas from being taken from NightMare, especially when the Nexus got delayed too. It means that this gas is really not your only option essentially. But you did make a Zealot, so Yakov decides just to let this drone cancel. Yeah, similar will come down straight after. I think the Zealot's gonna get that extractor killed pretty soon after anyway, so I think canceling and potentially getting the drone home is gonna be worth more. Yakov making the right call there. Drone is on its way back to the upper right side. Overload hanging about. Gateway, link speed coming into place. The Queen and the drones will settle. We just have those few Zerglings are coming back over to the right as well. A hatch block in this economy. Well, we're only like a patch away from being back on the old economy, which is with 8 workers start. So I reckon in the next patch they might make workers mine more. Hey guys, we've noticed that people's builds are later than they used to be, just, because we reduced the work count, so we're going to make workers mine more, just to get the feeling back. Oh, StarCraft's going to love it. Oh my god, the game feels so fresh and interesting, I can't believe it. It's been a week since I had to change my build order. I've played 2 whole games since then. I can already imagine it, honestly. Yeah. Honestly, the 300cc change was a. this is already like a. I had to shake my head and be like, what? like that meme where you shake your head, you're like, wait, really? Yeah. We have ourselves the Voyager on the map, making a little bit of a move for a few moments. The Voyager is going to activate. This drone's going to go down. This is not an Oracle. It's not meant to be getting drone kills. It's meant to be Overlord hunting, right? Overlords, anything that's just around and about. I mean, obviously, get a drone if you can, but yeah, which it does. I mean, just that shouldn't really happen. I think Yakov should have a defense on that. Here's the Oracle that gets one drone on the right side. Okay, what if, guys, new thought, what if workers have a randomized amount of minerals they mine per trip? You know? Instead of just mining 5 minerals every time, what if we make it a bit more interesting? Sometimes you mine 4, sometimes 5, sometimes 6, 7, 8. You know, you just randomize it a little bit. So sometimes you just have good games where your build is just like 5 seconds faster because of good mining RNG. Like, you know, this would be quality, because then every game would be different. And also it takes away the robotic players who just learn build orders. You'd have to react to when you have the money and stuff instead. This might be the update we really need. Game by game variety. This is a slight jibe at people who said we should just start each game with a random work account, by the way. So this was a genuine suggestion that a lot of people believe in. They're starting each game with a different work account, so that each game you have to respond and react. This is the worst proposal I ever heard. Yeah, I know it's crazy, but like, this is what people want, man. Did Yakov scout the Protoss main base? He saw the Stargate. He has not seen double Stargate. He has not seen anything that you're basically looking for, but he's already going to Spire. I wonder if he just, to be fair, so there is a potential here where Yakov is just like, Spire is just a good choice for him because the meta is obviously very Skytoss focused. This is 5 Oracles, which are going to melt 2 Queens, 3 Queens straight away. This is bad for Yakov. A lot of your anti-air units going down super quickly here. He's going to go Corruptors, but obviously now you're making Corruptors against Oracles. There's already going to be Voids on the way up. I'm going to shoot these. Oracles are going to recall back. There's not enough units on this other side of the map to be threatening, no? And those Roaches are running with speed. Those Roaches look like they're on creep, no? They just sped into view. I don't know why. Those Roaches just looked giga fast. Roachling is going to escape back away. Mothership +1 air weapons coming through. Corruptors and Queens going to flyer attack upgrade building also. Just going to back it up for the next few moments. Corruptors are going to get there. We get rid of a couple Oracles, so... I mean, it's nice to remove the Oracles, but the Void Rays are on their way. The Corruptor count is not super high, and we're already going to the Mothership as well. Yakov, this is absolutely the kind of game where I think we need to... He's going to go Roach, Ravager, Corruptor. We'll see if... I mean, if you hit a good time with Roach, Ravager, Corruptor, it's fine and it can work well. I feel like if it doesn't work, we need to be straight into the production of a... we need to get straight at producing like a... you know, some like Infestors of Vipers and so on. But Infestation Pit, essentially. Because that gives you access towards both of those. Obviously, the Vipers need the Hive, but the Infestation Pit's needed for the Hive. Ravager Bowels. Just going to knock down a little bit here. We are going to be seeing the movement continuing. Why do people still not knock down the Rock Tower? This really should have been a priority for NightMare. Like, this is actually one of the benefits of opening a Voyager on this map. You see Yakov took the time to knock these rocks down. It destroys 3 of the mineral patches. This absolutely should have been a priority from NightMare when you have the Void Ray early in the game. Like, usually it's actually very difficult for the pros to kill that. You opened in the one way that actually probably allows you to kill that realistically. So yeah, I think we could have maybe done something a little bit more there, surely. Surely we could have done something a little bit more. The Lings running over, Stasis Warp coming down. We see a couple of Adepts warping in. The Oracles will activate. Just going to get everything gathering over to that left-hand side. Ravagers, Corruptors, and Lings. Ready in a position here. Gonna come diving forward. Ling's gonna run in straight into the into the Stasis Ward Cross of Bowels with 2 cannons. It's decent. Like I say, how long do we stick on the Corruptors for before we decide we need something more than just Corruptors? Don't get me wrong, Corruptors is like the best thing you can build in the sky. It's just Corruptors only, as the anti-air is very limited. These Bowels don't do nothing. They do drain the batteries of energy, which means the batteries will not be available to heal up these units that are going to try and fight against the Corruptors. Ravagers morphing through. Corruptors over the left-hand side. Couple of Biles straight in. Looking for the cannon. Not going to get it. Militia pulls back. The Voids gather together. Depths and Stalkers coming through. The few Lings are going to step forward. Corrosive Biles again. Heading straight in, hitting the cannon, knocking that straight down. Starting to fight against these Void Rays. We go back and forth a little bit. And we get forward once again here. The Corruptors coming through. Just going to see that Mothership getting hit. Void Rays are going to take some shots. Corrosive Bowels actually litter onto the Void Rays. It's kind of weird. You don't really want to fight the Voids because they've got Prismatic enabled, but you just hit some really good Corrosive Bowels, so it's like, maybe I do. Still think maybe we just didn't want to fight them until a certain point. We should get the Mothership here at least. It's a big rebuild. Now we're going to get on top of the Void Rays again, and they don't have Prismatic anymore, so they're doing less damage than previously. Forced to move as well is obviously a big deal for Void Rays, as the Stalker Warpins beneath this will help to clean up. Both players are going to lose a lot. I mean, obviously the Stalkers are completely unupgraded, no blink, no +1, nothing to really aid them. So Mothership starts up, +2 air weapons on the way through. The Void Rays are going to produce once again. Continuing to get that going for the next few moments. The Corruptors, the Ravagers, and Lings gathering also at the moment. Did we just build these 2 cannons? Now we're going to come build this one and that one? Oh no, different probe's going to do it. Okay. I mean, Yakov's just going to build up and go one more time, which I don't really hate. I actually think this is probably fairly reasonable. Two Corrosive Vials going to get the cancel off. We're going to dive in with these Corruptors. And again, try and see what we can do here. Corrosive Vials again landing toward this army. Corruptors up in the skies. The Ravager's still hitting. Things getting into this mineral line. Probes going down. The Adept's in some trouble. Another few Corrosive Vials. Prismatic alignment popping. As soon as that goes in, it just feels like it's time to get out of there. But you can't really go away with the Roach Ravager, right? Well, you can. Yeah, I guess you could. We honestly ate a lot of Corrosive Vials in this series as NightMare. I really wonder what this would have looked like, because I feel like some of these Void Rays would have stayed alive just about had it not been for a few of those pesky Vials. Maybe it could have been something. And Roach Ravager gets the Nexus. Did we just recall the Mothership here? It just spawned elsewhere and we recalled it over? Well, it's not going to be in time to save it, unfortunately. Would have been good because he could have cloaked and there was no detection. Although, I guess the Biolity still would have killed the Nexus. How did Yakov pull off? I really think he got a lot of good Corrosive Vials, no? Like, he had so many Corrosive Vials that would just absolutely bang on the money. Like, don't get me wrong, he didn't have, like, Sterile Hero EWC 2023, 2024 Vials? No, 2024 Vials. But he had a lot of Vials that did good damage. I wish we could see, like, the damage output of Corrosive Vials in this game, because he did a lot to Voids. At this point, we kill the Mothership again. Okay, we're not even going to kill the Mothership, but we just need a few more Corruptors. 9 more popping. The reinforcements obviously going to be slowed across the map. The problem with Skytoss is it doesn't just warp in across the map like most Protoss units would. And these Voids are kind of sacrificed. So we get a base. Don't get me wrong, denying the base is obviously going to be good. It slows the Zerg go down. It's just, again, at what cost? And the cost is probably a bit too high in the grand scheme of things here, I'd imagine. Corruptors move back down the bottom. The Ling's coming over as well. Corruptor's going to come down. He's going to see the Ling's going to jump onto the Nexus. It's going to fall. The Void Ray is getting caught. So a couple of Voids going down. Corruptors are coming over. Just going to get rid of a bunch of these Voids. Brings the Roach down to the cannons, down toward the batteries. The other Roach is coming through. Just going to caustic spray down this Nexus, and NightMare's just going to say GG and gets overrun. Yakov 1-0 in this BO3, looking for a big win as we get ourselves ready for a game 2 in the next couple of moments. Some longer games, guys. So we have to run ads between each map. It's kind of typical right now. The lower work start does just lengthen games a little bit, so typically speaking, we do have to run ads a bit more frequently between individual maps, just to kind of keep up with it all. As obviously, longer games just means, say, more frequently between the games, we have to get those ads in. All right, game 2 coming up. Can't remember the last time you saw Protoss win a game with Skytoss. Max Pack Solar from WardiTV Mondays like 3 weeks ago. There's been a few because people have been playing a lot of Skytoss lately in this new meta, so yeah. This is Central West Central, yes guys. The servers are rotated today. So this is Yakov's Central West Central game. He will play ZVZ West Central West. And then NightMare will play then Nicoract plays Central West Central against Solar. But yeah, Skytoss was kind of becoming a thing because Protoss didn't really know what else to do against Zerg. I don't think they're loving it. Like, once Zerg have remembered how to play against it, it seems to be kind of going in the wrong direction for them as well, so... yeah. But Terran's OP now with 300 command centers? I don't think Terran's OP. I think the racial strength has definitely turned to Zerg/Terran greater than Protoss, because now I think Protoss will struggle more in PvT. Because Terran are just allowed to camp. Honestly, still, balance aside, the way the games play, is still the biggest thing that riles me up a little bit right now. We've had all of these changes, and I still feel like we're yet to address the actual problems in Terran versus Protoss. And now Zerg versus Protoss, although those are newer ones. I'm at bottom right, Yakov upper left. Games are overall shorter now, according to stats. I find that hard to believe in tournament games. I feel like just from the games we've watched on stream, we've been seeing a lot of long games. Not long games, but like we've seen a lot of like longer games. Maybe if you take into consideration like some of the very early games from the patch. I mean, it depends as well. Like, if you're looking at ladder, it's going to be a lot of shorter stuff because people have been trying out, like, new cheeses and stuff. So it depends what stats you look for. I find it hard to believe if you took the stats of Wardy tournaments that the game length is shortened, though. It really doesn't feel like that. Terran versus TOS, the dynamic has changed. Terran can now keep up with expansions. I mean, you can build command centers, but you can't expand. Because you can't go on the map still, because that's still the exact problem that you've had before. So I don't really think that's true at all. Terran can't keep up with expansions. The issue for Terran is not in TVP is not affording the command centers. It's the ability to step onto the map, because the Protoss army gets to a point where you just can't step onto the map against it. And it gets to that point very quickly, and then Protoss is free to throw expansions down all over the map. And Terran's best option at that point is just to sit back and not do anything and just turtle. Which then Protoss can't beat because the Terran turtle army is way too efficient. Yeah, I don't know. I will withhold judgment. And like I say, it's not even a balance complaint, it's the way that it plays. I don't think like it's healthy for... Okay. Put it this way then. I think it was healthy when Zergs could swarm the map, because that was kind of the entire playstyle of Zerg, and Zerg units suck. Like, Zerg late game has always been, you know, terribly bad and so on. So Zerg swarming the map and taking bases when they control the map and so on, that makes a lot of sense. But when Protoss players have good tech units and good swarmy units too, you know, like Zealots are insanely cost efficient, for example, in a lot of scenarios, it feels very wrong that they can just step onto the map with 2 Colossus and then the Terran can't do anything while the Protoss then builds base, right? With 300cc, Terran can secure expansions easier because they can capitalize better on momentum. But at what stage of the game? Like, the change up absolutely makes Terran better in the early game, but Terran was already good in the early game, right? Like, this was never the problem for TVP. If you want TVP to be Terrans just trying to win the game on 2 to 3 bases early, like, this was already the case, right? The reality is like a Terran winning a fight on 4 bases, 100 minerals less than the command center does not make you able to take the 4th base more easily, right? Or 5th base more easily. Especially because at that point in the game, you're typically trying to go into the... Now, don't get me wrong, 300cc speeds up your early and mid game a good amount, so it changes it there. But my main issue with... One of my issues with TVP, because I'm trying to be very fair here, is I'm not just complaining from the Terran side, I'm complaining from the Protoss side. Like, the Protoss is in a horrible position early game PvT, no? Like, this is how the matchup swings. Like, Terran try to win the game super early, and if they do not, Protoss have a really good advantage mid to late game. And then in the super late game, Terran Turtle is very good as well. But the problem is, it's like, those phases of the game, like, it's okay for one race to benefit from a certain stage of the game more. But it feels like it's so overwhelmingly favored towards each phase of the game being one way or the other, and there's such a swing point on that point. So... That is my issue with TVP, that the matchup, like, I said this for a long time, that I just don't feel like TVP feels like StarCraft. Because the fact that Protoss can hold map control while expanding everywhere, and the other race can't do anything to punish a guy who's building 5 Nexus, that doesn't feel like StarCraft, right? The logic of how the game works is not there. And that still very much so exists. The Terran cannot stop the Protoss from taking tons of bases. Once the Protoss gets to, you know, a couple units out and takes map control, at that point it's just better for the Terran to sit back and just sit there and do nothing, because you can't contest it. I don't know. I've had an issue with TVP for a long time, and I just still feel like a lot of these issues are not really solved. Like, again, I'm not trying to say 300 CCs don't help Terran. It obviously will. I just still don't like necessarily how the matchup plays, unless we see a significant change come from these recent changes, which maybe we will still. But I'll hold the negative flag for the moment until we actually see something happen. Terran has better endgame army. Well, yeah, because so this is part of the thing though. Like, super late game, at the very end of the game, Terran's favored. No. But this was already the case, so you've made Terran better where they were already at, and Protoss have been still also good at where they're already at. Like, yeah, I don't know. I honestly think Warp Gate changes are very interesting. Warp Gate changes have been the best thing about all of these patches, because I actually think they have changed the game. I think they have provided Protoss with different ways to play. I think they've been interesting to see, and it's been something people have been able to experiment with as well. And now we've got this interesting case of you can get a lot more gateway units out, but obviously if you do that, you delay your tech. But maybe that's also a good thing, especially if it's easy through the early game. That was more of a struggle for Protoss too. I actually think the Warp Gate changes have been the best thing towards helping Protoss. What changes would I make? Oh, I don't know. I'm not good enough to make changes in the game. There are tons of people who will have way better ideas than me and how could implement things. That is not my job. I am not someone who is... I'm not a good kind of preemptive thinker. This is just true to most things in life for me. I'm much better at seeing something in play and figuring out how it's working than I am to, like, create something out of nothing, you know? A bunch of probes going down the other side because a few Banes rolled in. As NightMare puts on the pressure at the front here from Yakov. Pressuring with these Stalkers. Hydras, Lings, Queen's going to be there, just going to be seeing the Stalker. Forced to blink back a moment. Queen's going to be there as well. The Stalkers still get chased, +1 missiles in the Groove Spines. Coming up also, the rest of the Ling Hydra still coming across. Robo Facility and Robo Bay continue to produce through, and those Stalkers settling down on the right side at the moment. Stalkers get rid of a couple Queens. Just going to see the Zerglings are going to get towards a little bit towards the Stalkers. I mean, hard to fight them. We've got a good amount of Ling Bane Hydra here, but the stasis is going to be massive. It's such a shame because the Hydras with those Lings in front are super deadly. Now the Hydras are very vulnerable. However, these Stalkers have stepped a bit too far forward as well. Running to the corner to limit surface area on the Lings obviously helps, but the Hydras are here. Did we have no recall as well? No, we had recall. We have no energy for recall. I think he had no energy for recall across all of his Nexus, so you couldn't recall out in the corner. Because if you had recall that you blink up here and you drop recall and these Stalkers get away. Hydra going to continue through another Stalker warping. Just going to see that one getting caught before it's done. 2 Colossus on the way, man. Colossus would be amazing right now against these Hydras, but this army's here right now, and the Colossus are not here right now. Hydra is going to continue through. The couple of pylons going down. The probes are in some trouble. 12, 13 workers, 14 workers dropping. The damage is definitely being done as Yakov is going to break down this 3rd base. There's not a 4th base either. Like, maybe if this is the 4th that goes down, you survive on 3 bases a bit, you get some Colossus up, you live for a while. Being pushed down to 2 bases with the Colossus coming out. NightMare agrees. It's just unplayable. GG. Yakov takes the 2-0. NightMare will go to 1-1 in the group. NightMare will go to 2-0 in the group, and that's a pretty big deal as well. All right, let's get into some solo Yakov action, guys. So, solo Yakov ZVZ coming up. Let me get this ready to go. Game balancing is such a thankless job. Literally no changes can make everyone happy. Well, maybe your goal shouldn't be to make people happy. Maybe your goal should be to look at the matchup and be like, is this matchup in a healthier place than it was before? Like, people are always going to complain. It's not about making people not complain. It's about being able to look at the matchup you're balancing and being like, hey, we fixed that, you know? Like, identifying a problem and being like, hey, that's an issue, and then actually going and fixing it. Like, it's not about making people happy. You're never going to make people in the community happy. Like, people are too diverse to all be happy about something, you know? It's not going to happen. So I'm going to go to Sanctuary for this opening map. These guys vetoed very quickly. Yo, thank you, Lotata, for the Prime sub. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. It's our third map. Not sure. I can't load the maps to look at them either, so... Players ready. I'm just going to give it 30 seconds for some ads, and we can go. Nobody can figure out what the ninth map of the map pool is. So Solar has said, instead of us having to figure out what the final map is, we're just going to play one of the vetoed maps. he's like, yeah, I vetoed Rainfall because I couldn't remember the other map anyway. I don't care. Go. Yeah. It's EVC, guys. These guys do not... they got rid of the 4-player maps. It's probably the main thing they probably care about the most. As we have in the bottom left-hand side, the red Zerg player is going to be Solar. In the top right, our blue Zerg is going to be Yakov. CVZ obviously is a little bit rock, paper, scissors on the build order, so you will see a little bit more variety than just hatchery first a lot of the time now, although this is going to be 14 hatch from Yak, so double extracted trick, 14 hatch. This is just a straight earlier overlord, 15 hatch from Solar. The hatches go down at basically the same time, and Solar is up a drone, he's up a drone, starts 2 drones sooner. Now Yakov goes into gas. Interesting. Yakov's hatchery was like maybe a second or 2 earlier. This doesn't immediately feel like it does much for you here as Yakov. But let's see what the final thing will be. It just doesn't feel good for Yakov, but sometimes there's sneaky things in these Zerg build orders that suddenly makes it make sense. Multiple high five. Wow, headbutt. Just initially. I wonder if Yakov's build is like... I mean, you can see the speed of the lings, right? I wonder if Yakov's build is slightly safer against... So he's going to have faster gas. And he's going to have faster lings, but he's down a bunch of drones. I wonder if it's safer against like early pools. Obviously, he will have the link speed advantage as well. There are things here for Yakov, guys. Obviously, right now he's going to be behind on drones because he's also making 6 lings that Solar has only made 2 for instead. And it looks like he's going to keep stacking lings. So this might just be a case of he's ling flooding, and hence he just wanted these earlier lings. He's going to get link speed soon, and that's the entire point of this. The lings middle of the map. This is smart from Yakov. He makes it look like these are just very normally timed lings, which at this current point in time, it looks like they are. Lings will run after lings. Good micro from both players, disengaging with the correct ling at the right time. Yakov is ready to ling flood. This queen pushing this overlord away. Another overlord. This is big, because this is going to be the overlord that gives you the vision on these lings running across the map. And a single Zergling from Solar, also trying to figure out what's going on. Queen here helping to defend it, though. Baneling nest from Solar. Exactly what you want to see here. Anything you can do. We have opened a gap in the vision, though, by the way. Oh, the lings are through. The lings are through, and we were watching Solar's vision, so he's not going to see it until this overlord now. This is it, Solar's point of view. He sees it now for the first time. Bane Nest was already building. We're going to evacuate the drones back towards the queens on the wall. Try and protect them here. Hold position with the drones. Makes this awkward. The queens are getting pushed for a second. Looks like we might have broken through on that. The fueling is going to hit the Bane Nest. Do we like that? I don't think we ever kill it in time to justify it is the issue. Drones are going to start pulling through. Going to re-engage down. The drones go down pretty quickly. One queen down as well. Yakov about to run out of momentum here, though, and he's down 7 workers. Despite the fact he's killed 7 workers, he gets the second queen. That's nice, but you can just see the lack of surface area is killing him. We've got a few more drones here. Cancel that first Baneling. That's massive. Going to cancel another Baneling. Solar has 2 Banes coming up in the main base. They are so essential to him right now. The extra workers going down brings this down to 19 to 16 worker count. Solar still ahead by 3. And with Banelings up, that should be fine for Solar. The issue now is that Solar lost both of his queens. He's replenishing 1 on the hatchery at the moment. Yakov still has 1 queen at home. A few Banes are just going to sneak forward. 11 drones killed. Like I say, a 2-worker lead from Solar. Yakov with his own Bane Nest on the way up. And like I say, had a queen advantage for a little while here. So a little bit of a production advantage despite the worker disadvantage. A little bit of a difference there as the lings gather to the bottom. Solar's going to put aggression on the other side. The Bane Nest isn't done yet, so it's going to take a few more moments to fix this up as well. Bane's already morphing in the natural expansion. The Ling's going to run through. The other Lings are coming back the other way. Queen going to get surrounded as well. Bane's trying to come around. Just going to be seeing the other couple Banelings finishing. Ooh, we go 2 for 1. That was not a good Baneling connection from Solar. He will get his Zergling to finish these Banes off, though, which is nice. We've got a Bane into the background. 2 more Lings going. The next Banes are on their way starting. On low HP Lings, though, so actually they're going to be easily targeted down. The other one's going to finish, and Solar didn't realize it, so it's going to get connected on. Makes a gamble there. Doesn't work out. Couple Lings left. Gets some drones with the help of the Baneling he had. Wow, he gets every single one of those hurt drones, and another Bane shows up. Pressure still here from Solar. Up in workers now, and up in army. As Yakov has no more Banes on the way. He's having to re-drone a little bit, but he's got the Ling disadvantage in his natural. It's not a good place to be. The next Baneling shows up. Hits the lava, which kind of a cool idea. We've got some Lings counterattacking. Solar will lose drones himself. Yakov trying to make a bit more, but he's just got the number disadvantage. It's so hard to overcome the Ling disadvantage is the issue right now. He's got a few more Lings. Bunch more Lings streaming across the map. Just difficult to overcome the 6 worker disadvantage, and it's at such a low drone count that it's extremely significant. And Solar still has units here that are putting some work in. I wouldn't hate those couple Lings targeting that Baneling. We get it. It's just going to keep you going with everything else a bit longer. Drones pull in. The Lings getting a bit surrounded isn't super fun. We reposition a couple of times. Drones do okay damage when they're in the right kind of numbers. Now these Zerglings, though, are going to get a jump onto this Queen. It's going to go down as well. GG, says Yakov. Solar wins the Ling Bane War. And he's going to take that one down. Solar with the 1-0 lead. Game 2 coming up as we get this ready to rumble into... We did have second map was at Eternity's Edge, so we can get this started. All right, game 2, still with the 1-0 lead. He's the favorite in the group as well, of course, so keeping that in mind. Let's throw our log link down and get this ready to go. In a second, map 2 of this BO3 solo with his first match of the day. Looking to get this up and running as well. Ready. Let's get going. In the bottom right hand side, down in game will be our blue Zerg players. Lingford not getting enough done. It is going to be Yakov in the bottom right corner of the map. And top left, our red Zerg is Solar. Well, you can see it happening. The aggressive pool from Solar right now. First things will start, and Yakov did choose hatchery first, so unfortunately for him, that's going to be a build disadvantage against the early pool, as the Lings will come, and so will be aggressive, and he will fight for a 2-0 chance in this opening series. And there we go, the few Zerglings make their way across the map. Scouting pool coming through. The Lynx is going to take the watchtower. I mean, Yakov is obviously knowing about it now. You have to pull the drones to defend this. You need to try and deal with these Lynx without losing too many drones. Losing the hatchery is very, very bad for you in this situation as well. Solo drops the high. Yakov drops the workers. Solo positions to the top side. Going to take away some of the mineral micro potential. Ooh! Don't like that. The workers missed the surround, so they take a bunch of shots straight away, and Solar says, I'm happy to fight it. Okay. Interesting little game state, because this was a very quick cleanup from Yakov, but he loses 5 drones. I mean, I think cleaning this up quickly is one of the main things, right? Because then you can just get back to mining and continue on. But now you're not mining because the Lings still survive here. It's not great. There's some low HP drones as well. He's waiting for the Lings at this point. Can we get rid of some of these low HP drones? We do not. 13 workers each. Solar's hatchery about to finish. Seems like a good defense for Yakov, no? Solar doesn't believe Yakov, otherwise he would have insta-GG'd. Can you imagine Yakov's just like, no, and Solar's like, okay, GG. Hey, he's like, yeah, fair enough. Good, yeah, I will trust your analysis. Zergling's back onto another couple Lings. I was half expecting the GG. I kind of was as well. I just don't think it's so bad a position you actually GG from. Solar's having some fun. queen at the front should negate a lot of what's going on at this point. Link's going to bound, the link pulling away, queen gathering up, the overlords are going to spread, drones continuing through also. I'm just going to shoot that link, taking a bunch of damage. Got that evolution chamber down, overlord still moving. Follow-up here is going to be that Rotron and Evolution Chambers. Again, both of those on the way initially. Just going to get that on the go to start off with. As the queens gather together. Again, the Evo Chamber, Rotron coming about. Link Speed Carapace coming through as well, so bringing a few bits and bobs up. Getting some of those upgrades on the way early. Gonna level their way through the rocks. Yeah, Link Speed's about to finish up. The Carapace still coming through. What are we gonna do here? Still has a ton of Lings to try and apply some pressure with, so I'm gonna try and make some moves. Gonna come past the Watchtower already. Wall off is good. The queens are gonna be in position, and I don't really presume we are able to do much else in this position. I think that one's gonna be defense already. Let's see the rest of those. Ling's still trying to get by. Missile upgrades, Roaches and the Evo Chambers coming up. I think a cancellation at the front, just going to reposition things a few moments as well. Let's turn back around. And what are we going to do here next? A few moments. Trying to see what's going on. It's gathering up together. For a little bit. Zergen's going to gather together as well. It's just getting set up over here. They're going to come across actually for a moment or so. So we find some opportunity, get some work done. I'm just going to stay gathering. The rest of the Lings coming about also. Okay, we'll take a couple of shots. Queen's just going to push that back. I mean, still at this point, work count even. Game in a pretty reasonable state at the moment, no? Seems pretty respectable right now. And those things together, trying to see where we're going to go to. Still trying to push at the front then. Again, trying to get a little bit more out of this. Roach is going to be a little bit slow to get in the wall, so we have a couple of issues here. We're going to continue through. A couple more drones going down. We get rid of 6 drones on the low ground, so some good damage being dealt in the end. We'll just pull back across. Yakov has the first mutas showing up onto the other side of the map, so starting to get those on the way through. How's this going to look? We've got Hydra's already coming up from Solus. That obviously feels pretty good as well on his front. Hydra's being out should be a pretty major part of being able to deal with this. Put us in a pretty good position pretty quickly. Sorry, excuse me. The rest of the Roach Ravager coming back up to the top. Ravager's going to morph in once again. Get that straight on the way through. And seeing where we get to. Just trying to push. Jumping onto the Hydras right now is amazing. Hydras are here to fight the Mutas, not fight the Roaches. So we need Roaches in front, and Yakov taking advantage of that a little bit. The Ravagers making their way around here. Ravagers are fun because they're kind of like Hydras that have an ability. They're squishy, but they can do very well. Let's see what happens. A few Roaches gathered back up. The other units coming back across. Ravage still coming through. Again, a couple of Hydras going to gather back over. The Roaches as well, joining for the moment. Roach Ravager going to pull back again. The Hydra's coming back also. Got the Corrosive Piles. Looks as though they might land, but Solar does see it and he pulls back against it, so just going to be handling that pretty decently. Roach Ravager moving through. Again, a couple of Corrosive Piles coming straight down. The Roach Ravager Hydra Force having to turn out of there and just back it up. Extra Banes coming into place. Bane Roach Ravager coming back through again. So again, we just resettle things for a couple moments. We got the Roach Ravager Hydra Force on this left-hand side. Both players about 180-ish supply. Similar positions right now, although not completely similar-ish positions right now. Obviously, we've got Hydras versus Ravagers, essentially. We have the Banelings from Yakov as well, so the compositions are very different. It would be unfair to say that those parts are similar for sure. I'm just going to start pushing in. Solar with the defensive fight. He's got a few units on the left-hand side. The Roach is already harassing his base while he tries to deal with this. Having the Roach Ravager continue through. I mean, Solar's supply just plummeted. He's got a few units counterattacking. I don't think that's going to make up for the way in which he's losing over on this side of the map, though. Like, he is having a bad time over here. Plain and simple. So 12 drones going down, 13 for Yakov, but again, can Solar ever clean this up? Like, there's just so much Roach Ravager left over. Evo Chamber Denial would be massive as well. Deny the +2 missiles. I think he's going to get it just about. The few Roaches in the back will kill it off, as now the drones pull into this as well, just for a moment or so. Like I say, the Roaches on the other side are still going, to be fair. Like, Solar is making the absolute most out of this situation. I can't say that he didn't do more than I thought he would on that side, but Yakov is going to have enough, and it's going to be 1-1 tied up in the ZVZ, my friends. We're going to go to game 3. We're going to go the distance on this one as we get this ready to resume real soon. Alrighty. Ready to start that off. West. Go ready, says Solar. He's set to go. Yakov's set to go. We will continue in. Let's do it. Let's jump into a final map of the ZVZ, guys. A pretty fun group so far. Yakov getting a map here for Solar is pretty great. Apparently, he's already confirmed to make it out of this group. So, yeah, Yakov already looking to advance. Solar's the favorite as well. We could have 2 Zergs into the playoffs here on day 1 of the competition. Yakov has stepped up lately. I think this is a group where Yakov is kind of a, maybe not a favorite to make it out, but, like, he has a pretty good chance of making it out as well, you know? Like, I don't think that's a super crazy call overall. Top left-hand side, not able to get the longer game in his favor. Obviously, didn't exactly start off well, but Let's see what happens. For him this time, it's going to be stolen. No early pool this time around. Yakov in the bottom right, our blue Zerg. Game number 3. Alright, drones gather up. It's going to be seeing the Overlords making their way across. We're going to play Rainfall for map 3. I actually think it was meant to be Washout, but these guys really did not care. They never actually decided what the third map was, so... Like they did, but they didn't figure it out, and they said, let's go Rainfall instead, so that here we are on Rainfall. They don't mind. It's easy at the end of the day. So we get this started. Well, that's slow. It is a pull first from Yakov. And a gas before the hatchery as well, so maybe some more aggressive intentions from him on this one. Again, link speed is going to start from Yakov much sooner than it will from Stoller. Notably, still mining 3 workers on gas. That means early Bane nest. So this feels like just big Ling Bane aggression from Yakov. Pull out with 1 worker at 50. And you make the Bane nest typically is how they used to do this. He's going to go beyond 50. Still mining through it. 3 workers on gas is a lot. It can't be a Ling Flood if you're mining this much gas. It has to be some form of Ling Bane. Okay, it will be Ling Bane. He's just going to have a lot of Bane Ling potential. Like, he's going to have, what, 75, 78 gas already? Now he pulls 2 workers out of gas. Interesting. So he mines a lot of gas initially. I guess maybe because you saturate the main base more quickly or so, slower, so you don't need to pull out the gas as soon. Interesting. So you can mine a bit more gas for longer. Maybe there's something along those lines. Queen, just going to chase the Zergling. Ling step over. And again, the Bane that's coming up. The Ling speed all coming through. Overlord building up from Yakov as well. Lings run in. A couple Lings getting caught already. Queen's going to be on the wall. And we have the Spine Crawler here to play defense. That's probably the correct call. Bane's on the way from Solar. He'll have his own Ling speed. Surely that will help a lot with the mobility against the Banes of his opponents. He uses 2 Banes to clean out Lings quickly here. I don't know if I love that. Just going to be seeing Yakov needs to do a lot of work, and it's just not looking like it's it. Spine Crawler is going to come up. Yakov has 2 Banes in this low ground. I mean, you could blow up the Spine Crawler. I guess he has the other Bane for it as well. Would it be nice to keep the other Bane alive, but this was not enough from Yakov. 9 workers down. The defense is made. Fair to say we've done plenty here. Yeah, fair to say we have absolutely done plenty here as the defender on this one. Queens gather. I mean, we've got the Ling's going to try and counter around from Yakov. He'll try and do a little bit more of this. See what more we can find. Let's join up once again. Take a few more moments. Gonna have the rest of these units coming about 2. The Ling Bane is going to continue around. Lair drones continue to come across here for a second. And Ben continues to deal with this, and so far looking reasonable. This is, Solo just up 15 supply. Lair on the way, Roach Roaring. Doesn't necessarily need to play into anything too crazy at this point, is the most notable part of it all. Notling Bane still gathering. That single circling of Solo does get through. The Queen is going to be able to clean it up. Just popping Lings coming down. A couple of Banes trying to step over as well. More shots coming around again. The Roach is going to step back up towards the top side. Trying to see a little bit more of what we can do for a couple seconds. It is going to be an attempted all-in essentially here from Yakov. I have very little faith in this, as much as it pains me to say. I love to be Mr. Positive when we can, but this is not a positive kind of situation in the slightest right now. As we pretty much just have to get a lot done. Ling's already picking off some reinforcements as well, so already just being annoying. Kind of out in the background. Roach just stepped through. The couple of spine crawlers are going to be in position also. Roaches are getting wrapped by those Lings. The Bane's going to be there also as well. I mean, again, it's not looking good for Yakov, who is in pretty much a win now position. Solo's about to have mutas. Mutas are 100% going to be the get out of the game moment here. Because with mutas, I don't think Yakov has any way to deal with this in the slightest, to be honest. Don't think we have any way to deal with this in the slightest. Roach still gather up. And a couple of meters going to be there. The Ling Bane coming back over. Meters will get to work, and you have to send it into all of these spines. Solar is going to have himself a 2-1 victory in this series. And there is the GG to confirm it. Like I say, this is not one we can be very excited about. It is unfortunately just a bit predetermined. D-Templar87, thank you so much for the 3-month resub on the Prime. Thanks for all the StarCraft content. No worries. Thank you so much for supporting it. If you guys are enjoying the games today, don't forget this is a WardiTV tournament, and you all know what that means. Yes, it means that you guys can support this event on the Patreon page. Let's bring the Patreon button up. Check out the Patreon page, guys. 100% of anything pledged on Patreon goes directly into tournament prize pools. And obviously allows us to keep on running tournaments and putting on more events for you guys and everything and so on and so forth. So definitely check it out. Patreon.com/WardiTV. Or you can exclamation mark Patreon in the chat as well. Everything we do is usually, you know, an attempt to just run more StarCraft 2 events. So like I say, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, this is, like I say, a WardiTV event. Consider supporting through our Patreon page. You can obviously support in other ways as well. If you're on Twitch, you can subscribe. You can use your Prime subs. Definitely use your Prime subs if you have not already. 100% a worthwhile endeavor. So yeah, definitely use your Prime subs, and just like I say, all the usual support, Prime subs, donations, cheers. It all goes a long way. It all helps out massively, so greatly appreciate if you guys, again, check those out. Help us out where you can. Like I say, supporting the channel helps us to do more StarCrafting. Alright, it is going to be Solo versus Nicoract up next, guys. Bringing this about in a moment. Oh, Kyber, thank you so much for the 66-month resub, helping out. Absolutely. Appreciate it. Apparently, it was a month ago that we had the big sub day. We started today's stream, you might have noticed, with like 720 subs, and we just dropped down to like 529. So it was about a month ago we had the big-ass sub day. So, yeah. It is drop-off day, apparently. It's okay. We obviously didn't stream the first couple of weeks of July, so we're going to have like a couple of weeks where we're not going to drop off any subs. Yeah, videos are on the way for Solar and Nicoract here, guys. I guess I'll run some ads just while they get videoed up and get this ready to go. Cool. All right. Take a couple moments, then again, we'll kick this off. A little bit of confusion on the vetoes. It's going to take us an extra moment or so. It's not going to be at Eternity's Edge. Maps just will not load today. It's annoying. Alright. Big moment from Solar. Win this, you're going to be 2-0 in this group. Strong start, but not a guarantee at all. Ready and go cold. I need to move myself into the player slot instead of... sorry, move Solar into the player slot instead of me. So wait for Solar to swap over to Zerg. Perfect. Alrighty. Let's jump in, as we have in the top left-hand side the purple Terran player. This is going to be Nicoract to start off our matchup here. Get this on the way out. Get this on the go. Couple moments of this TVZ getting set up. As we have an overload, it's going to start moving out just initially, so going to bring that through. We'll follow this. There's not a lot more happening just for the moment. Slowly following our overlord to the top again. Hatch Gas and Pool coming up. Reaper and the Orbital coming over. CC coming about. Overlord is on the way, but the Reaper is on the way too, and that's going to give us a bit of excitement as we head across the map and see what's going to go on. So coming on the CC speed, it is very fast. It really feels like 3CC especially feels like it's like towards like, when I say 12 worker start sort of levels. Queens with some shots, a few hits coming through. comes back around again. A couple of Hellions are still building across drones. Queen, Ling Speed all building for the moment. And then Reaper moves, taking a couple seconds, trying to see what we can get up to. Queen is going to come across. Reaper will gather. Command Center, Barracks, the Marine, the Stimpack coming about. The SCVs and the Ling Speed will build. Queens as well. Overlord just going to hang about for a few moments towards the natural as we have the Hellions. We'll get after some creep sooners. Creep just going to get cleaned out. The Reaper and the Hellions will join back up. Stimpack on the way. There's our third CC finished at 4 minutes 15, guys. So third CC the third CC is finished before the Zerg's third hatchery in this one. And let's just have the, again, Ling continue to move about a couple seconds. Is this on the new patch? Yes, this is on the new patch, guys. Everything's new patch unless we're casting replays. So this is live. This is live. I don't know if Sola's played much since this sets up. Yes, Sola did literally run a Ling up. And Nicoract can win. I don't know if triple CC, if 300 mineral CCs are going to give this Terran that much momentum. It'd be kind of funny though. Can you imagine 300 mineral CC just lets Terran just overwhelm Zerg super early every game? That'd be wild. Alright, Medivac's are going to move out. Away we go. And there's Sola. Sola's amazed by everything at the timing of this game. Sola's like, you're not meant to get units. I'm meant to just have units. What? What? Means Medivac's Hellions pulling towards the center. A couple seconds. We're going to see a scan coming down. We get rid of some creep just initially. Medivac's load going to peel around in toward the main base. Actually not going to commit though. There's creep right on the edge, so you get to see it as well. And the Marines will try and fight against the Queens. The Ling's looking for the wraparound. One Medivac's super low is going to stay alive as Nicoract gets forced away initially. And Nicoract pulls out of this one. So pulling away with those Medivacs, getting out of here for the moment. Resetting and resettling for a little bit. Marines pull back over. Tank again besieging. The rest of the Marines will gather. Carapace upgrade about to be done. That Baneling speed is still on the way through as well. Marines and Medivacs will join up. The Ling Bane gathers in here. The couple Queens getting ready to drop some crew spread down as well. Get that creep spreading over here. The Bane's going to gather to the left side. Yeah, it's going to go down the right. Maybe get rid of some of this creep as well. One upgrades are about to be done on the side of Nicoract as well. So getting those completed. Another nice little bonus at the moment. Sola's on his way to +2 carapace, +1 melee, loses this 5th hatchery, but he's on 4 base anyway, so again, not too terrible. 4th CC about to finish up from Nicoract. We do have the Marines stepping in, and we do not get the target fire on those other Banes to stick around longer, which would have been nice. Not quite going to be the way that this one plays, unfortunately. Marines just gather up. Do you take a second? I'd say just trying to keep map control of this more than anything else at this current point of time. Marines do get a wrap around and actually going to make their way through the rocks for a couple seconds as well. Just knocking this down, and otherwise seeing the units on the right-hand side, Nicoract with the Marines and tanks making their way over for a couple moments. In position over here. Meanwhile, the Marines on the bottom left are going to come around as well, and we just lift that off pretty quickly. These Marines are still stepping through. This hatchery is about to be done. Again, the medevac is still moving around for a couple of seconds at the moment. Uh-oh, actually going to dive onto this position. Solar feels good about it. The tanks aren't going to last long. We can at least load into these medevacs and escape. Some of the Marines do manage to do that, if nothing else, so making a bit of a getaway here. Hydra's, Lings, and Banes, and the rest of this company continue to gather around. Bane's coming about, Hydra Ling coming about as well. The rest of these Lings are going to step over. The Bane's coming through too. It's going to knock down space for the next few moments. The Bane's going to get jumped towards. Marines are going to stem in after this, and a couple of Banes already being chased away. Some crashes for a couple seconds. The right side Solar is going to run through as well and very successfully knock down the base, and apparently that's going to be enough to get the GG out of the opposition as well. So it's going to be a pretty successful moment. Solar takes game number 1 of this best of 3 series. Bam. Just like that. Easy peasy, as they say. But this was very good for him as we go to Sanctuary for the next map. Let's host it up. Solo server preference as well for this map too. As we get this one ready to go in a moment. Alright, drop the lobby link down, get this on the way. Into Sanctuary, gonna run some ads for a second. On the YouTube. Cool, cool, cool. Ready to Nicoract. I would imagine Solo is very ready as well. I'm going to get this going. Solo up 1-0. As we kick off into this next one. That's ready to begin. Alright. Starting off Sanctuary for map number 2. In the bottom left-hand side, we will be starting with the purple Terran player. This is going to be Nicoract down a game and fighting against the red Zerg in the top right-hand corner. We have ourselves Solar. Nico is gonna go build a barracks on the other side of the map, so aggression on the way. Barracks number 1, barracks number 2, both coming up. Speak louder, I'm holding a towel. I'm speaking as loud as I can. Can't blow out the voice, you've got too much StarCraft to cast. Thank you, Nanny EL, for the 2-year resub though, appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. First Marine on the way. The Rex and the Orbital will be coming through. Hatch pool and a couple of drones on the way across as well. So just getting that up and running. SCVs, I'm going to get up to the high ground, just going to get the bunker down. The Marine going to fight that Overlord already, so put some work in right from the start. And drones will pull against this. Bunker goes down, the drone's going to try and turn the other direction. The Marine's going to get some more of these drones. 3 workers so far. The drone's still chasing Marine. Hunted and killed. Not a bad defense, because now Solo's going to have Lings and Queens. I don't think this 2 racks goes much further. We're mining Gats at home now, looking toward a follow-up here. There's a couple of Lings on the map. Still have a couple SCVs here too, but there's no way they can bunker. They could bunker down here. That's really not a position you bunker, obviously. Doesn't really gain you anything. Queen pops out, it can fight these Marines. And that's kind of just what you want to use the Lings for, kind of backing up this Queen a little bit. We lose 2 more Lings. Solo's adding like a drone here, a couple more Lings there. 2 Lings go across the map, and we'll just put some light pressure on as the command center now starts back at home. And these barracks are going to get hunted soon as well. The Lings start to make their way toward it. I think that you would love to get an SCV here, and it's going to be super low. It will run for its life. Actually, we have SCVs on the wrong side of the wall here as well. And you don't really want to... Okay, we're going to free this SCV by stopping with the other SCV on the CC and swapping it over. That's a smart way to fix the problem. And it does save you a little bit. Marines factory CC coming up. The drone's still building. I'm just going to push forward here. Marines gather. Take a second. CC is going to be, like I say, finished in a second. SCV coming about. Factory is about to be done. Refinery coming over. Hatch, 3 drones still producing through for the moment. Two barracks are going to be pulling back over again. The Marines will be pulling back down the bottom left side as well. It's just going to come across here with this. Full reposition for the CC. Oh, high ground. Command centers are so cheap, we're using them as scouts to deny overlords nowadays, guys. If this overlord tries to come back, it was just going to die before we got there, so... Not bad idea. Sola is already in a great position, though. This just did not do enough from Nicoract. We're down 20 workers, basically. 3rd CC's down, but the 3rd hatchery of Sola's finishing soon. His economy is booming. He's about to have link speed. Carapace already on the way as well, so he's going to have good tech on board also. It's looking good, kind of through and through at the moment. And drop down a creep tumor. Things will continue across. He could just make a roach run and push. I think that's one of the ways you lose this game, right? Just what if the Terranachi just digs in deep with 3 CC and you made a bunch of roaches and you push in a couple well-placed tanks, you can't break them on 2 bases, and then you've just taken, you know, committed for no reason. I think he'd be better off, basically, like, if he wanted to, like, end this game with roaches, he'd be better off on, like, 3 minutes when, like, the 3rd is trying to mine, hitting, like, 6 drones, 1-1 roach speed timing or something. So yeah, I think he's just in such a strong economy. He's gonna be booming. The advantage he's gonna have in like 5 minutes is gonna be unreal if it even takes 5 minutes. Like I say, might be sooner than that with the lair finishing up and so. Comes around, Sport Brawler. Shot Self Queen just gonna get there. Sent back halfway through. A couple drones going down as the Hellions just show up on the right side. Hey, that's one way to bring you back into this is Nicoract. Solar. It's not quite in position for that. 7 drones go down. Still heavily ahead, of course, as well, though. Still in a great position despite that as the Queens step up. Couple creep teamers going down already. Queens hold back for a couple seconds, and we have the medevacs starting to move on to the map as well. I guess we're going to take some Marines for a journey. Fainsby coming up, Melee and Carapace coming through as well. Fourth hatchery just going to build on the left-hand side, so Solo getting his economy well and truly set up nicely at the moment. And strong kind of across the board as 1-1 upgrades, combat shield, tank the Marines, the racks, the SCVs, refineries. See it all coming from Nicoract, but the supply is just there for Solar. Infestation Pit coming straight up. I think he can go to Hive and Ultras just without even kind of blinking, you know, like, he doesn't really have to be afraid of much right now. He just has so much that, you know, these first Marine shoves are not going to be great. Nicoract just says GG. He knows that this is a little bit doomed. And Stola will take the 2-0 to advance to 2-0 in this group. Now, that does not mean that Stola is through this group guaranteed. It is possible for NightMare to knock Stola out by beating him, so it is going to be a Solar NightMare final matchup for today. I'm going to get that on the way and get this day rounded out with some ZVP, guys. So we will get that started. Trying to check my internet, still screwed up. Oh. I was going to cast some replays after, but I think I'm not going to do replays today because I'm going to call the internet and just try and see what they say about it. Just so I can get this line back online. Just like having the backups just in case. So yeah, we will head to Stola NightMare here and get this started. Videos will begin, and we'll get this set in a second, guys. So, get ready to rumble. In a few moments' time. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Do-do-do-do-do. Hope everyone is doing well. Again, thank you for joining us today for some StarCrafting. Do-do-do-do-do-do. One, two, three, four, five, six. First map should be set in a moment, guys. So we are about ready to kick this one off. Washout gonna be map number 1. Players around. Let me get this ready to go, guys. Go, goes. Let's get this started off. GG's. Go, goes. Let's head into it, guys. It's going to be washout in the next couple of seconds. In the bottom left-hand side, we're going to have ourselves the blue Zerg player. This is going to be Solar. Taking on the top right red Protoss, we are going to have ourselves NightMare for a final best of 3 here today. Appreciate you all joining with us. To see you all, thank you for hanging out.
Game paused.
Solar, once a moment.
Game resumed.
Slight problem. You guys laugh it off and get back on track.
Game paused.
PP Annie says Solar, which is yes.
Game resumed.
All right, try this again. Try this again, guys. As that probe comes down to scout. Still having fun today all day? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Probably just gonna patrol for a couple seconds. Hatch drone on the way. We've got the gateway and the assimilator coming about for a few moments. It's probe stepping across. It's gonna be seeing the drone nibbling up. Probe gonna take some damage. Hatch and the gas continue to come around. The pool is starting as well. Looking pretty regular for the first few moments here. Obviously, we saw NightMare struggling against Yakov in PvZ, and we'll see if he can do any better here against Solar. I guess third place locked up already for, prize money, but obviously win against Solar. I think 2-0 necessary. I don't know if 2-1 does it for you, but a win against Solar could still be a big one for you in the grand scheme of things. Because, I'm going to blow your minds with this one, but, yeah, money is money. Getting third place guaranteed is obviously nice, but a win against Solar would be a fantastic way to continue through and to power up further. As we settle ourselves in, this drone's going to find a probe for a few moments, put some pressure on, put some damage out, put some work in for a little while. Excellent Stargate coming through. The Lynx be coming over. A couple Queens and the Lings continue to produce also. So again, we get a lot of that just going for the moment here. And a couple Lings will finally get this probe. This probe's been annoying for a long time. May not get it, but they'll be able to chase it for a while. If nothing else. And decide to peel off a bit. Just pull off to the side. Stargate's on the way. This probe is really making itself known. It is sticking around a hot few seconds, that much is for sure. That much is for sure. Yeah, Stargate building up. On the other side, the Zergling does get by. The Adept is going to try and chase and jump on this, and it does manage to get the grab. And a couple of Adepts are going to shade back once again, just for a few moments again. Voidray at Warpgate, Adept coming through, Link Speed and the Queen, and the few drones coming about also. This couple of Adepts are going to shade. Again, threatening the idea of the mineral line. Not quite going to go there completely. And 2 Adepts over on the side will settle for a few moments as well. And again, a bit more damage being done for a couple of seconds. The Adept's going to shade back into the center of the map now. Again, they're seeing that Void Ray early. Are we going to see more Void Ray kind of based styles here from NightMare, or does he have something based on the ground? He did, I mean, he played one more Sky Toss game against Yakov, and he played the other game was kind of ground based. Neither really worked well for him, obviously. The 2-0 indicates that. As we may very well have two Zergis advancing out of this group. Still in a good position to do so. I believe he only needs one map. Yakov, I think, in a good position to do so. He's already guaranteed, I believe, no matter what result happens here. Fight goes down. The Spore Crawler hitting, getting a little bit more done. Says -5 drones is very nice damage. It's going to be the Twilight Council, so we are going to follow up with some further kind of ground-based army. Twilight Council obviously giving you access to all those Twilight upgrades, and so a lot of the ground stuff is obviously going to benefit there. As well as opening the door to things such as the Archon drops and so, if you maybe want to go toward that too. That is also something of a possibility here, so options available. And the Lings will take a chance to nibble at the rocks. Some damage done on that for just a moment. On the bottom side, we have a Void Ray that's going to nibble its way through this hatchery, by the way, so that hatch already taking some damage as well. The Queens are going to continue to step over. Just going to meet this Void Ray and kind of say no. We want to obviously protect this base. Nice that we've got... Again, I really feel like because you've got the Void Ray up, this Void Ray early on this map should absolutely be knocking down this cooling tower. Knock down this tower, knock down some of the mineral patches, because this is the base that people want to take. It's the better positioned expansion. It's crazy to me that we're not doing what we can to make that worse for the Zerg, you know? A couple Oracles do find themselves in trouble. We lose one Oracle very quickly. Not ideal. Now we continue through. The couple Oracles pulling back over. A couple things on the other side going to get by for a few moments as well. And those things are going to jump onto this Nexus. And again, trying to apply some pressure here and there for the moment. Before they're activating, Zerglin's taking damage. Hydrogen's already up and the Hydras are already on the way out. I believe the idea here is we're just going to build a bunch of Hydras, and with those Hydras, we're going to have a really good opportunity to obviously just make a good shove, and if your opponent's kind of, you know, focused in the skies a little bit, Hydras are good. If they're focused on the ground, they're also good if there's no splash damage available yet. And Temple Archives is finishing soon. Well, doesn't have to be one big shove super early from Solar either. This can also go a bit later as well. There's a few ways to play around this one, so see what takes place. We settle it down, we move through for a few moments. So obviously sees what's up as well. It doesn't have the energy contaminate. Storm contaminates would be amazing. We've seen that a little bit from Lambo. During Home Story Cup and so on, that was a cool move that he made a couple times. Not really setting up to see any of that right now, unfortunately. Again, we're playing cleanups. So this Archon's actually going to step onto the map and try to be a little bit exciting for a few moments, although not really too much coming on just yet. Gather back over. And we have a couple more Zards that are just going to try and harass, but the main attack of Solar is arriving. The Storm is just over halfway done. This feels pretty good for Solar. If he's not afraid of Storm right now, he got a little bit happy there. The first few Lings did a good job against the Stasis Wards, but that big pack getting caught is a bit of a shame afterwards. To see the Bane's trying to step through. Next is taking damage. The Bane's slow waddling towards this. Storm's about to be done, but now we're going to have to bring the High Templar back into reach, and I mean the third base is already going down, right, which kind of says all that you need to know. The minus the third base is going to be rough. On the other side, the Zards do not do anywhere near enough either. NightMare saying GG. Solar sweeps this first game with comfort. Our favorite in this group, looking like a favorite, no doubt right now. All right, game 2 will be on at Eternity's Edge, so we go straight to it for the second game of this matchup, guys. Get straight into action. Get this on the way through. Go goes, GG's. Perfect. These guys are set immediately. We're not going to make them wait. Let's get to it. Solo vs. NightMare game number 2 here in the WardiTV Summer Cup action today. Again, appreciate you guys. Group A today. Group B will be on Tuesday. Tomorrow we actually have an OSC tournament, so we'll be casting that tomorrow. So come around and check that out with us, guys. Should be a bunch of fun. Appreciate you guys checking out with us, and yeah, let's get this ready to go. Alrighty, yeah, $300 Open Cup by OSC tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. We're going to be starting at the same time as today. But yeah, diving into that should be pretty awesome. In the top left-hand side, up one, our blue Zerg is going to be Solar. As in the bottom right, we have the red Protoss player NightMare. Best of 3, game 2 begins now. Can NightMare pull this back? Solar's just very good right now, and again, I'm not trying to balance wine, just simply stating where we're at is that ZVP does seem like a bit of the matchup that's a little bit kind of not in a great place, right? I think it's fair to say. So I think the matchup not exactly in a great place at the moment is the fairest thing. Man, we lost the music again. It's really annoying that it keeps happening because it's kind of tough to do anything about it. Alright, we take a couple seconds, a little bit of calm before the storm right now. We take a few moments. So let's see the probe coming about, trying to see what's going on. Yeah, probe going around again. Next is on the way up. It's going to be so quiet without the music. I can't do anything about it, guys. We can't fix it until the next game, pretty much. So, I can't really do too much there. So apologies for the silence. I know it's a bit jarring when the music just disappears. Probe moves about, tries to see what's going on. Takes a few moments. Well, the probe takes its time to come about for a little bit. Again, nothing too crazy just yet. Take some time. Couple lings will go after this probe again. Link speed is coming up as well. It's continuing to bring that through. Probe just comes back down to that bottom right side. The Overlord gathering for a second. Just take a few moments. So, again, a depth gathering around, Stalker and the Warp Gate coming up. Forge on the way, Stalker building. The Forge is interesting, obviously. That's something we don't see. This super fast upgrade. Now one coming around again. The Forge coming up for a couple moments. Bringing that around at the moment here. Ling's gonna fight it. It's gonna be +1. As the Twilight Council finishes, I wonder if this is potentially like a Glaives with like +1 to power it up and something, which is something we've seen a little bit before. Be interesting if that's the case. Again, the Lings gather around. Come up a little bit. Sentry. Stalker and the Adept coming through. The Ling's gonna step away as well. couple of things coming about. Adept in the center coming through for a couple of moments. Still gonna get there. Ling's taking damage. As the Ling's getting down to the bottom. Just gonna jump up to this Nexus. The few units are gonna come across from NightMare to try and defend this for a little bit. Wrap that up. The Stalker's going to get a wrap around the Stalkers. The Adepts all getting gathered for a few moments. So again, handling this pretty well at the moment. Again, +1 blink continuing through. Roaches and the Lings coming up also. The Lings gather. A few Lings going to go out their right side as well. Adepts is going to continue to step over for a little bit. For now. And again, the +2 attack. Blink is on the way through. Gates in the Nexus. Building up here. That battery going down in the third. There's a lot of units showing up from solo, though. 39 drones, tripling the army supply and more. Almost quadrupling the army supply is a pretty good indicator of this. I mean, Blink is just not ready yet. The pound's going to go down. It's disaster for NightMare. He's going to have 2 gates, 3, 4 gates. 3rd and 4th gates finishing soon as well. He just doesn't have enough. Yeah, this is just... looking doomed, unfortunately, as the Stalkers get wrapped around on. The Ling's going to get caught as well. But not much to say about this one, guys. It's a clean solo 2-0. He looked like a much stronger player. GG's. Solo 2, NightMare 0. Going to wrap us up on this one here today. Alright guys, that's it's gonna be that. Kind of a bit of a sad series to end the day on, I guess. Unfortunately. Not ideal. Not an ideal way to end things. Yeah, I mean, it happens. That's StarCraft, isn't it? That is StarCraft. What are we gonna do? I think, like I said, I'm just gonna wrap it up because I want to sort out the internet thing. I have to call them up. Ugh, pain. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that, guys. I appreciate you all. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And yeah, I don't really have anything else to add. We obviously got the 24/7 stream, so that we're gonna raid that right now. If you guys want to check it out already, you can do so. Sorry, I'm just transferring replays. So, yeah, I'm just transferring replays for people. But, yeah, that's a possibility. Cool. All right. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Yeah, you can say we got a 24/7 stream, so I was just checking something out. So we're going to be rating this up when the ads are finished playing. Again, if you just want to watch some old games of StarCraft 2, it's a great place to check out. Currently playing Marine Lord versus Raynor. These are games from 2018. It's pretty much at the end of the 2018 playlist, so later today, I think 2019 starts. Not sure exactly when, but yeah, that's 2019 will be starting a bit later today or tomorrow. If 2018 ends while I'm asleep, for example, then 2019 will start when I wake up and change the playlist. But yeah, you guys can check that out. Give it a follow over there. It's now a Twitch affiliate, so if you want to subscribe to the 24/7 stream and get your ad-free view, and you can check it out, you can be a founder badge actually. Look at that, you can be a founder of the 24/7 channel. Crazy business. So yeah, you can check that out if you want. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. I will see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. So tomorrow is the OSC tournament. So yeah, let me just talk about this quickly. So it's on a new platform tomorrow. So let me just show you guys this. But this is going to be the $300 cup tomorrow, the JEC Open number 2. Yeah, it's on a new platform, which is kind of interesting. It'll be fun to see if anything comes of that. And yeah, so we'll be having this tomorrow. You can find the info and so on Wikipedia and everything, as per usual. No surprising on that one. And yeah, I think that's about it, guys. Don't think there's anything else to necessarily mention. I think that's going to wrap us up. Cool. All right. Yeah. I will run some ads. We'll host a 24/7 stream, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Group.